Stocks back to all-time highs here this morning as we get going to wrap up the week on a Friday ahead of more inflation data coming up later this morning at 10 o'clock. We'll get University of Michigan sentiment data. There is a short-term and longer-term inflation projection that comes along with that. Make sure you stick around for 10 o'clock on that front. Number of individual movers this morning. That's a look at the overall market right now. Microsoft with a nice pop after the close last night on this OpenAI headline. We'll touch on that. A little bit of a move here this morning. I was watching on Boeing. Not much volume behind that yet, but what a move to the downside we had at the end of the day yesterday. Yeah, it looks a little bit different around here this morning. We've moved to a temporary home in the corner here, Sharif with me as well as always. But yeah, this is going to be stage 2 of a 3-stage build out for the brand new studio here. So we're excited to have that coming along. The bigger part of that is actually on its way here as of today.
Can't believe that.
I'm not going to give too much away on that front. But yeah, so the news desk in a temporary home. You'll see Adara here throughout the day as well. We're saying goodbye and retiring the blue background and the old environment that we had up on the stage. So kind of sad to see it go, but excited for what's to come.
Super sad, Brendo, because I've come and I've seen this from like the first day I've been here. This has been there, and I saw Mark demolishing it yesterday on the midday. I was like, no, Mark.
He was getting a lot of pleasure out of that.
He was. Yeah. He wasn't making any noise at all either, Brendo. No. It was fine. Everything was good. No, I'm playing. Lots to talk. Good morning, guys. Lots to talk about today. Microsoft with a headline. We'll get into that. Open Door as well. What a move for them after they hired a new CEO. Market liking that a lot. NVIDIA in focus as well as Adobe reporting earnings. We have a new IPO today, Gemini. It's crypto related. We'll be talking about that. And then, of course, Warner Brothers and Paramount with their new merger, both up nicely on the morning. And Big BRCC with another headline today, up nicely, Brendo.
Yeah, Sean's already laughing at the fact that there's the black in the background looks a little bit different. Yeah, it's going to be different for the next little while here, unfortunately. But we will make do, and we will get through to bigger and better things. So welcome into Friday, guys. Good morning.
Yeah, it looks. I was just saying, it looks like we're sort of like in the penalty box. There, a little bit, but
because we have depth, you can see things behind us. Like,
yeah, they're just over there. We can't. We have to turn this. Before we couldn't see them that way. Now we can't see them that way.
I'd see them if this pillar wasn't in the way.
Exactly. There's always something.
Oh, if you tilt your head back, you can see Sharif.
Oh, where? Oh, there
right there. There's Sharif.
There he is. There you go. There we go. There he goes. A little bit in the background over there. So, yeah, the idea is we're going to have a couple fun things to do, including just some transformations on our current desks and things like that. So it's all happening right now, and we had said fall. I mean, it's fall now, so we're getting ready.
Oh, it's definitely the fall.
Step by step, as they say, new kids on the block. Open door right here. Yeah, step by step. Oh baby, well we gotta get to you, girl.
Yes.
Step 1, open door. 2% right now, nice upside move. Yesterday, did over 1 billion shares yesterday, or maybe close to it, including the aftermarket. It was like 990, and then I don't know how much it did after hours.
I'm sure it got there.
I think it must have, because there was a little bit of action here. It pulled back in. We had a poll up, does open door get to $12? I said yes, so I still think open door gets there. We'll see if it holds $10 today, but it's starting to go to the upside. It's funny, like this week sort of starts like a lion and ends like a lamb, I feel like. Here right now, every day this week was pretty much a new all-time high. We have Tesla breaking out a little bit as well. That just touched 370 today, which is really nice. So we'll see what winds up happening there. A couple levels from yesterday into the close. 368 could play here in Tesla. So we had obviously a great Green Bay Packer game, like we thought was never in doubt. It should have been the score should have been higher.
There was like 2 missed deep ball touchdowns. Like it should have been a blowout in the first half.
Yeah, like when I was there, it was like 14-0, and I was like, this stuff doesn't seem good enough. 14-3, and then it was 14-9.
Well, I'm happy it was still a contest in the second half, because then at least there was impetus for Kraft to get a TD late.
Right, that was a good one.
Had it been a blowout,
he
doesn't score that TD. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe.
Well,
who knows? If it was a blowout, he might have got more TDs anyways at that time. But
who knows? That guy is going to be. I hate the fact that we got hurt, but he's going to have a big year now. I already thought he was going to have a big year. Tucker Kraft.
Yeah. Well, they spread the ball around too much. They need a true wide receiver one. So,
but I think he's going to be a weapon for TDs. I think he could get 8 to 10 touchdowns this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, no.
Brock Bowers.
He already has 2. Well, no one's Brock Bowers. But beginning with B and also looking good, not just Brock Bowers, BBAI.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers sounds like a made-up cartoon name.
He is a made-up. Actually, he is a made-up player.
It does. But Big Bear is breaking this trend. They do have a catalyst, the new system going into the Nashville International Airport, and this little slight downtrend, it broke it yesterday. Well, it started breaking it yesterday, the continuation today. That's going to be on watch. It's not going to do a billion shares like Open will, but let's be real, it should be a good one. I'm skeptical about Gemini. The IPO. There's a couple IPOs today, but Gemini is the biggest one. I kind of feel the way I did yesterday. I don't want to take the opening print. I'll probably pay for locates, and if I see a really obvious opportunity to short it, that just like the last couple, I think I would take a shot at that. But yeah, we're ending the week without a lot of economic data. We got some data yesterday. Today we just get University of Michigan at 10 o'clock. We're gonna get, and then Adobe really didn't. It's good for Adobe that it didn't go down, but it also didn't really move the needle.
Yeah, they beat everywhere, but only being up 3%. So yeah, I'm surprised it's not up a little bit higher there. Then there's still a lot of worry about Figma and just sort of this is still Tesla here. I'll put it over to you. There, Andre. Adobe. Here's Adobe right here. Yeah, so this was, Adair and I were watching this. It had a huge move up, and we were kind of like, okay, that's nice. And then all of a sudden it came right back down. We thought it was going to be some guidance issues and kind of just petered off, and now it's 360. So yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's above the 50-period moving average, so that's going to be a good little look there for Adobe. And yeah, not much else going on. There was another reported, Restoration Hardware. They're down, RH. They were down more than this. I think they went to 190 at one point. Yeah, there it is right there. So they're only down 8%, but they went into the 190 area there as a little bit less of a guide there, higher quality products. But Bitcoin is doing nice. Bitcoin right now, 115. So I think, remember we said, it's probably the next one to start to go upside a little bit here. It's been sort of languishing down near this, between 115 and 110.
Although,
110 to 115.
It's ETH that's gapping a little bit better.
Yeah, I think all of crypto is going to go today.
Just a little bit better. But I do like crypto today because ETH is breaking a consolidation here. ETHA at 34 is what I'm looking at. But you can look at the spot price if you want. It's just a prior high on ETH, and we're busting through it. And as you can see, Apple. Yeah,
someone's saying that Apple's got downside there. I don't know what.
But it's not really moving that much on that headline.
What was it?
I mean, it's down 0.7%.
What does the headline?
Oh, delaying in China.
Oh, delaying in China. That's probably.
I mean, that'll end up on the rundown.
I mean, yesterday Apple got downgraded a couple times and still went up $3. So I don't know. I like the strength in Apple. I think, all right, on a move down, I'm buying Apple. So good. I was wondering what to do today. Down 0.76 there. Any delays in China is going to be probably what is it
the Air.
What is? Oh, it's on the screen there. It is. Okay, good. Sites, regulatory. I wonder who's. Are they the one doing that? I guess they're announcing that. Apple delays. Yeah, okay. So if it's coming from Apple, then a little more serious. I was wondering if it was one of those
Bloomberg
analysts.
reports.
Yeah, just one of those Chinese analysts. There's that one guy that's always all over.
Min-Chi Kuo.
Yeah, Min-Chi Kuo. Yeah, that guy's always all over it. So I think if it was one of his reports, I just punch long right now. But if it's going to be Apple
saying
talking about it, then it's a little bit different. So yeah, you can see some news at the top as well of our screen there. So that should be fun. So you can have a look there. But all right, so yeah, we're ready to go. We should be having Michael Noss, I think. Today.
I would expect it. It's a Friday.
On Friday, but Solana, people talking about there. There's not really any names you can look at for Solana yet, right? I mean, there's probably some treasuries and whatnot that are bouncing around, but the actual Solana itself. Whoa, what the? Yeah, you guys are right. 238. Okay. Nice moves upside today. Yeah, there's
that's a gap.
XRP 238 for Solana. That's a good one. Dogecoin 25. We talked about them, all these ETF talk, is this what's going to come through? Still Cardano doing nothing. But Dogecoin, nice 25 cents there. Solana 238. This is what happens, when these names start to go, they really pick and choose, which cryptos go and when. So it looks like right now maybe it's Solana's turn. So I think it's Bitcoin's.
You know what's crazy? I mock the Golden Cross. Well, I don't mock it. I just say I don't really care about it too much. But I don't think in the last year I've seen a cleaner Golden Cross than the one on Solana right here. Golden Cross, it never goes against you. Does the 50 period crossing the 200 period right here, and then just trends up, holding the 50 period now breaking out. Maybe crypto respects that kind of a thing better than stocks do because it's more new. I don't know, but that's pretty clean.
There's a lot of, they're dropping some ETFs in here.
Good.
You guys are all right, man. SOLT.
What's the best one? Because we can't, like, I can pull up Solana, but to trade this is a bit of a pain.
I think this is the right one. SOLT. That's a 2 times Solana ETF. It's done 100,000, almost nearly 1 million shares. Looks really clean. Look how good this is. Wow. You know, playing some of these double levered names here, like instead of buying Solana itself, I should just be doing some more research and getting into these names here. We don't have GSOL, that's on the pink sheets. Yeah, no, we don't have that. So it looks like SOLT, if anybody's interested there. This is up 10% and pushing here higher. You know, Michael's come and talked about some crypto with us before, so I wonder if that's what's going to be on the docket here today. Oh, SOLZ, what is that one? Oh, this is also one.
Yeah, but the volume's pretty light.
Yeah, 100,000. So a little different there. One is this is going to be the proper, it looks like, only up 5%, when the SOLT is double that. So this is a 2 times levered. So thanks for everybody in the chat, Darwin and whoever posted their OZN and everybody else in there as well. So, all right, it's 8:40. Let's go back over to the penalty box.
It's not that bad. Maybe we'll have to throw some stuff on the wall or something. Michael Noss is going to join us here for a look at an interesting system that he's been working on for Friday. We've moved, Mr. Noss, so I look a little bit different here this morning, but it's a little bit foggy, it looks like, in Halifax. How's your week been?
It's been fantastic. It seems like you were on the right side of the craziness this week and you had a great week, or if you were on the wrong side of the craziness, a lot of blow ups. But yeah, it's been interesting. And after hearing you guys talk about crypto, that's looking good as well. Can't really complain with markets at all-time highs.
Yeah, I like that you brought this idea specifically today. And we're going to look at intraday type moves and intraday type strategies that we can apply, because it's been, as you said, crazy, not only week, but a couple of weeks here with these low float names. So let's jump right into it here. How do you approach these types of, not necessarily specifically on the low float side, but very, very volatile intraday moves?
Yeah, so I am notoriously an awful day trader. So I didn't even approach it until, maybe reapproach it till a year or so ago, when I could develop systems, right? Because I'm a systems guy, and I find, especially for day trading, there are some people who are really wired for it. You're watching the right channel for that with Sean and Neil and all the guys there. They do well. Myself, I'm just not. So I need kind of everything planned well in advance, and the orders out and the systems running. So we're going to talk about a system that got me to the long side, thankfully, on QMMM. And we're going to talk about this system, and this is something that we're running at Stats Edge, but I just wanted to give you guys the basics and kind of get you guys started about how you could systematize potentially your day trading, because the market's just going up every day. So I couldn't really find anything to talk about there. So this is the trade, right? I would love to say that I didn't chicken out of a bunch of this early, but the first little green arrow there on the bottom of the candle is a buy, and then the sell at the close. Again, I chickened out a little bit before that, but that's okay. The premise and the reason I wanted to show you this is to show that all of these day trades are happening exclusively on daily candles, which certainly can be done. And that's important for people who believe that day trading always has to be like super hyper scalping, or that they have a job and they can't watch the market too much. You can zoom out and still make intraday trades, again, assuming you have the right system. So the next chart here, this is just the back test of the system. And you can see it's not always profitable, right? 2007, 8, 9, it just kind of tread water, didn't really do anything. 2019 and 2020, it treaded water and didn't do anything. So just like all systems out there, the premise is that it's not going to make you money every day. It's not going to make you money every week, month, or even year. But if you take this system and you apply other systems to it, it eventually kind of smooths out equity curves. But again, this is with slippage and commission accounted for. This is a good chart, a good equity chart to have if you can kind of maintain something like this in the long run. So let's zoom in, talk a little bit about the QMMM trade and what this system is actually looking for. So first of all, the entry parameter is very, very simple. We are taking yesterday's range, yesterday's candle, so I know all of the trades that I could potentially make the night before, or at least the morning of, and we're just using a Fibonacci pullback. So what I've drawn here is yesterday's range, the area between the colored zone on QMMM was this range, and the drawing I've done was a Fibonacci, and somewhere between the 50% and the 618 Fibonacci zone, that's what we're looking to buy as a pullback. So basically, simply put, we're looking for half of yesterday's range. If we can pull back within half of yesterday's range, we're going to buy it there. The stop goes at the low of yesterday's range. Now, and that's the trade. We exit at the close. Obviously, you can't do that on every symbol. So how are we picking the symbols? Well, there's a bunch of criteria in the system, and I'm running machine learning and all this stuff against it. But the next chart just shows the daily chart and why this one would have been picked. So this lower indicator is essentially just the range of each individual candle. So what I'm doing is I'm just looking for days that had the largest day in a large period of time, and more specifically in this one, this was the largest day pretty much ever for this stock, or the last year or so of action. So that's what we do. We look at all of the candles that made a really explosive move to the upside yesterday from open to close. So not really just even a gap, open to close. And then we're just saying if it pulls back halfway into that range, we're going to buy it there. We're going to put a stop below the day, and we're going to exit on the close. And we have about a 54 to 55% win rate. So not a huge one, but because we have a stop loss and we're only risking half of that yesterday's range, every now and then we get a QMMM. That was obviously, I think, the biggest win in the entire back test. But if you get your wins a little bit, every now and then you're going to get something that stops at that midpoint of the range and then rips all day. That's all you need to make that equity curve that I've shown. So that is the setup. Again, there's a little bit more nuance to it, but that's the broad strokes of the setup. And I just went through and I grabbed some of the names for you today of things that are interesting. So this AEI, no idea what any of these companies are. There's up to potential 40 names that could be traded each day. And with this one, you can see the lower indicator, that bar chart. Yesterday was by far the largest day for AEI of the entire window that we're looking at here. And then the midpoint of this range is around 320. So if this thing pulls back to 320 today, that's where the system will buy. We'll put our stop below the day, and then we'll see what happens on to the close. Next one here is CENX. Again, massive, explosive, wide-range day. Again, this is what we're looking for, is some igniting action. Usually this will be a news event or a technical breakout or something like that. The midpoint of this range is sitting around 2350. If we pull back into that range, that's where we're looking to buy with a stop at the low of the day, which would be around 2250. So we're risking about $1. And then we hope if it turns around and we get buyers continuing a move like this, that risk outweighs the potential reward we could get. Last but not least is open. Open may be a little bit overdone. Just looking at kind of the daily chart here, it's gone from 2 to 10. Full disclosure, again, I'll always tell you this, I own some of this from around the $3-4 mark for a swing trade. Got out a bunch yesterday, but I just want to tell you every time I talk about a stock that I'm in, I just want to tell you guys. So huge range day yesterday. Again, we're talking around $9 or so. We're looking for this to pull in. If it breaks the low of the day at 750, we're out. So I just wanted to show you not necessarily, just, hey, this is a system that's going to make you all this money, because I showed you the statistics. It's right a little bit more than half the time, but just to show you that you can approach day trading the same way you do swing trading and investing in a very systematic way. You can test there's an edge in what it is that you're doing, and then you're just looking to exploit that edge. And the beauty of day trading is that you can, go into margin, you can use prop firms, there's all kinds of ways you can get access to buying power. And what you're trying to do is you're able to exploit a small edge, but because it happens frequently, like every day, as opposed to a swing trade that might take a week or a month to play out, a small edge exploited very, very frequently is sometimes even better than a large edge that you're only doing every so often.
When you look at the overall market, how much have you looked into, I guess is a better way to put this, have you looked into how much the overall market just continuing to grind higher every single day contributes to maybe a follow through like that QMMM from yesterday versus, if I'm looking at open today, let's just say the market opens and just plummets all day long. It's not like we're going to be sitting there with a blind buy order waiting to just pick up shares at the 50% retracement just because it's the 50% retracement.
Yeah, and you can see that in the equity curve as well, because remember I pointed out 2008, 2009, it was about flat, lost a little bit of money, didn't really do too much. And then again in 2019, 2020, if you go to the charts of the SPY, there was a lot of down movement there. And even you kind of have to pinch or zoom right in, but 2025 this year during April, if you were buying things as the market was tanking, you were having a bad time. So the two ways to deal with this as a systematic kind of trader is, one, if you're sitting here, you could just use that discretion. You could take a look at the market when your alerts come in and look to take a trade only if the market is holding up or if you really like the name for some reason. What I do personally is I'm running, I think, 6 strategies currently from the day trading side of things. So the hope is that the shorts that I have, if the market sells off, will outweigh the longs that I have and vice versa. But for a discretionary trader, yeah, you definitely you'd keep a market indicator up in some way and only buy when the market's kind of giving you that direction.
We talk about tools in the toolbox a lot around here, so that's a very good example of it. Great stuff. Michael Noss, have a wonderful weekend. We'll speak again on Monday.
Talk to you soon. Yep.
Thanks, Michael. I have a funny feeling that Open Door just might be a symbol of interest to the viewers here.
Yeah, it could be.
No, and it's the fun thing about it too is like anybody. Well, assuming you have it. Ooh, let me put the fib on a higher time frame. There we go. Like assuming you have it, you can just do the old bang bang. And then, I can see that the 50% retracement's right there at like 9:15. I don't actually want the fibs on my charts. I'm not gonna throw it up, but that's the kind of thing where you're just always looking to, if you're looking to be involved and the name's going to do the most volume or the one that's actually the biggest player is doing some new vol. I think that's the kind of system you want. I mean, I'm looking at it here today. I think if we lose about the 980 to 85 area, then a pullback at least to 9 to 915 would make some sense. Like if you lose the immediate bottom, I don't see why it's not reasonable you could pull back into that 9. And for anyone who thinks it only goes up, we'll see what happens if it loses that underneath that 10 area. But I believe we've got some upgrades and downgrades to look over with Joseph.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the final session of the week. All right, let's take a look at what we have on the upgrades and downgrades. Now, to start it off, we have Alaska Airlines getting that price target raised by UBS to $90, and then GM by Barclays getting that price target raised to $73. Now, Ralph Lauren getting it raised to $335 by Needham, and then Acadia Realty Group also getting that price target raised to $23. Now, on the downside, we have Applied Materials getting that price target lowered to $175. Now, Adobe going from a outperform to neutral by BMO Capital, and Molson Coors by Barclays getting that price target lowered to $50, and then Farm Brothers getting it lowered to $2.50, guys.
You want old Ford. AMAT announces a dividend and gets a downgrade. It's like that, huh? It's just like that. Sometimes the dividend isn't the best thing in the world, but I'm a little pleasantly surprised by this GM chart. That's not bad at all. This has been in a very quiet uptrend. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I'm actually really surprised by this. The odds of breaking out, just because you got an upgrade, the odds of breaking out through an even dollar like this 60 area, which already rejected once, going back into November here, yeah, that's a little bit tricky. All the way back to last year, and that rejected that $60 level. So it's a pretty big spot that this is trying to take out. But if GM can take this 60, I think I'd care more about it on a higher time frame because it's not really like a day trade. So I think like on a weekly level, if it can close above 60 on a weekly chart, I think I'd care more about this. But much better chart than I expected to see. I'm not a gigantic fan of the space, and there's trades in them. I don't know if there's actual there's holds that I'd ever want, and Ford and that $12 break could get interesting as well. So yeah, GM, not bad at all. Let's see if it can hold 60 next week. There might be a long in there, just not now, not today.
Yeah, I was going to say similarly there, Ford looks like it did want to break through, or maybe wants to break through this 12. Yeah. So you're getting into some nice levels here as well. Like that could be, again, like a month break right into here for $12. I mean, going all the way back. Last time we were sort of hovering around and trying to hold $12. We made the move up to 15 there. So yeah, I don't know what kind of news could hit the space here, but yeah, 12 bucks incoming there, really holding the 50 period moving average quite well, right, since the April break. So you had the April break at 9,950. It's done well up to $11. I mean, it's not going to be like some of those other, you know, high beta names, but this has been a good one. I mean, it's been fine. I don't want to say it's been good, but it's been fine. You know, you'd be happier in other names, but this is potential to break 12. So I think Ford is good. Breaking through and holding the 50 period moving average, breaking through it, coming back in, testing it right there over the last couple of days, and then hopefully getting to the upside. This is interesting to me, $12 break on Ford. It may happen today. If it does, I think it's worth a little bit. I think there could be some action there. We've been seeing levels break. We saw Alibaba yesterday break 150, how important that was. And I don't know what it's doing today. I haven't even looked at it today.
Oh my goodness.
It's on this 154. Okay, so not much going on here for Alibaba.
I hope you cover.
QMM is going. Was he short? No.
Who?
Michael, no.
No. He would never. I would presume Michael would never short this. But QMMM is now almost 100% to the upside again. So anybody that shorted it and didn't take profit is now looking like a heel. Because this spent the last couple of days heading to the downside, and now it is off. Just a word of warning. This entire move from $90 to the just hit almost 150, or actually hit 150, on 100,000 shares of volume. 100,000 shares of volume. This is firmly in that category of the chances of it halting multiple times. If it's in play, it's halting. That's just how it's going to be with QMMM. So I can tell you with certainty, I probably will not be shorting this one. I never say never, because it's like you shouldn't speak in certainties, but it's like it's non-zero. Like, give me a break. But yeah, good move there for QMMM. Mimi saying your broker doesn't allow you to trade QMMM. I would imagine there are a few brokers out there that would not want people trading this. There's just no. The way I like to look at it is, when you get into a trade, you have an idea where you want to get out if you're wrong. And therefore, if I say, let's just imagine shorting something which is crazy like Open Door. Like if I say to myself, okay, I'm going to short Open Door into $11. If $11 breaks, what's the worst that's going to happen to me? I'm out at 11.05. In a terrible scenario, 11.10. That's a terrible scenario. On QMMM, the answer to that question is, I don't know. So why would you ever short this thing? You just can't. And it kind of goes with the longs too. You just don't necessarily know exactly where you're going to be able to get out on something. And that's where the concern is for a lot of people trying to trade this. But it's at 160 and it's going, so congratulations to anyone that might have it. But yeah, I won't be touching that.
All right, it's all good. We just put out our sticky notes. There's some trade ideas over there. We're about to go over our watch list as well, which has some good ideas on it. Bitcoin starting to go back up again. You see it on the bottom there, 115. It looks like IBIT starting to get this action going. It's not crazy, but we just broke through 115. So I think there's some actionable trades here in IBIT today. So that's on my watch list. And then I didn't put an Apple on, but I think that's going to be interesting today. And so is Open Door. Open Door between 10 and 11. I definitely like those ideas. But these are all going to be stories that we're going to talk about right now. Let's go back over to the desk.
Yeah, we were looking at Tesla a little bit this morning as well. I mean, Apple right back up, first of all, right back up here after that China story again. The eSIM, apparently a problem on the iPhone Air for China. We were looking at Tesla here a little bit as well. Big day yesterday, right back to the highs on that China note we talked about yesterday for the Model YL. Holding here, I mean, 375, I guess, if you go out to a higher time frame.
I was really shocked by this move yesterday in Tesla, Brendo. I didn't expect it. Obviously, we had heard previously that they had sold already 120,000 cars, about 10,000 cars a day that they were sold out. I think the new headline that we got yesterday was that they were sold out and they were kicking back deliveries to November. So one can only wonder how much more demand they'll have once they're not sold out anymore. Again, that is kind of what they like in China. They like those 3-row SUVs, multiple seaters. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But I want to see that 500-mile Model 3 get a little bit more love, because they had to cut the price there about 3% and change.
And maybe show up on our doorstep as well would be nice, as we were saying yesterday. This was kind of interesting as well. I was just looking at Palantir's quarterly free cash flow all-time highs, 531.6 billion.
Fantastic report from them yesterday. Brendo striking a deal with a British company out over there to use their war games sort of system and simulation on the AIP platform, the Foundry platform. So we'll keep an eye on Palantir, up huge this year, obviously.
Coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, remember Michigan consumer sentiment. There is inflation data that will be a part of that. Yield curve mostly focused on the long end right now, the 30 and the 10-year back to the upside a little bit, more so on the 30-year, but we'll keep an eye on that going into 10 o'clock this morning. Let's have a look at said market.
65.93, guys. That's what we closed out yesterday on the ES September contract, Sharif. We're right on the door, Brendo, of 6,600 with the overnight high, 65.96. So we are on the precipice of taking out another key 100-point level. If for whatever reason we start selling off and the market takes a downturn, we're looking at that 50-point area as support, even though, Brendo, the overnight low is three-quarter area, 65.76.
Just surfing into all-time high territory once again for the S&P. If you haven't done so, as always, grab that. Jump down to the description of the video. Top link has the link, or you can just use that. And then you just put your email address in, comes right to your inbox. Every single day has everything that's moving around on it with why. Let's go to Adobe here to kick things off. Good report after the close yesterday. We did come back in. 360 becomes support here after the close yesterday. There were, a few question marks, but for the most part, decent report here.
Still down 21% year to date, Brendo, even that with that nice move up. Let's talk about how they did on their earnings. EPS and revenue beat for the quarter, 531 versus the 518 expected by the street on a revenue of just shy of $6 billion, guys. 5.99 billion, 5.91 expected by the street. And revenue did rise 11% year over year on the quarter, with that net income, that profitability coming in at more than $1.75 billion. They're also guiding higher than expected, Brendo, 535 to 540 for earnings per share on revenue of over $6 billion, 6.08 they're guiding, all the way up to 6.13. But here's what kind of stood out to me. They continue to integrate AI across all its product line, and now they're seeing annual recurring revenue, ARR, surpassing $5 billion just from their AI features, Brendo.
I talked to a lot of people recently, even almost on a daily basis, who are in the production side of this business. Adobe Creative Cloud continues to be the standard and the go-to for all of this the industry. So yes, it's a subscription-based model versus some of the other options that are out there now. But DaVinci Resolve, one of those, which is just a one-time fee. But Adobe Creative Cloud continues to be the most mentioned by the production industry. So thoughts here, guys? Adobe, it is coming back in as we speak, but still showing signs of strength today.
See, that's the thing. But yet, despite all that, despite, as you said, the channel check that it's still a top thing being used, and the beat top and bottom, and the guidance good, and the post-market rally, and the hold of the 50-period moving average, and what happens? It gets instantly sold off. And then we come in this morning, and it's had it been over out and about 366, in here, okay, fine. We've seen that rubber band action before in the aftermarket. If it had bounced, rejected 366, and then there were buyers above that this morning, then I think you'd have something here. But unfortunately, that's not the setup you're looking for on earnings for something that's a beat if you're looking for a long. On the daily chart, it doesn't look bad because it's, barring, it could hold a 50 period on the daily, which is a good sign because that hasn't happened since June. So I guess you'd have something there maybe for a short-term swing, but this is going to end up being a pass for me. And it wouldn't have been that way if we had some price action showing willing buyers over 366, but that's just not the case. Sometimes good news doesn't get met with as much exuberance as you would like to see. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I think there's still talking about this, the same way we talked about Google, possibly losing its way with search, and then everyone got so nervous about it, and then all of a sudden Google was like, wow, we've got other levers to pull and things like that. So, like Brendan was mentioning there about the AI cloud, I think that everybody keeps talking, about the death of Photoshop, or Photoshop, whatever their, services are. I think Adobe's just such a legacy name that we get caught up in like the Acrobat and all this kind of stuff. They are well aware that there's this movement right now to AI and to making everybody's jobs easier and almost less creative to some extent. But those that are still creating content want to create it on a high quality, and the tools that they have are still being used. I mean, the fact that they guided 11.3% growth versus 11, I think that's what's holding the stock up a little bit right now, and they got the double beat. It's the rhetoric around it, and I'm not enough into art or anything like that, or creation of content that I would know enough to see if Adobe would be the right play down here. But just technically, it's bouncing off of these lows. So I think it looks fine, broken back above the 50-period moving average. So if you take away some of the macro ideas, it's not looking horrible, especially after what could have been a disaster. Like if it was a really bad print, the stock would be down like 10 or 15%. It seems to be holding up. I don't know about trading it today, but let's give this a couple of days. And if it holds above the 50-period moving average, then maybe it's go time back to 4 bills where the 200 period is, right? So it's been a really bad down, 20-something% year to date. It's not going to be good, man. We opened the year in and around this 450 area. We're down to 360. Could be a lot worse for Adobe considering the environment that we're in and all the negativity around the name. I think it's fine. I think it works higher here, and I would go with Adobe. I mean, all the PDFs that still get sent around, I think there's some use for these guys. And just looking quickly, let's just take a look at Figma to see what they're doing, because again, this is another name that they tried to buy 4 or 5 years ago. They just came public. Figma not doing a whole heck of a lot around the that release, but this is kind of what I'm talking about with the space. Came with hype. We know the IPO hype train is not real. And then all of a sudden came all the way back into some levels, and they may be finding some kind of a bottom as well near $50. So again, between Figma and Adobe, I would probably just put my money in Adobe if I could, gun to head, but I don't know. I would think that Figma today should see an upside take as well with better than expected numbers coming from Adobe. All right, a stock that did just a little bit of volume yesterday. Let's go talk about Opendoor.
Quick on NVIDIA, the information is reporting NVIDIA is going to throttle back its cloud computing business amid competition with other major players to focus specifically on competition with AWS. Not really doing much on that, but again, that is from the information. NVIDIA stepping back from cloud computing business to focus on AWS specifically, or competing with AWS. So I'll keep an eye on NVIDIA, not really doing much on that though. Let's go to Opendoor. 2 days in a row here, straight to the upside. We're $10 and above. Everyone and anyone at this point with opinions on Opendoor.
Oh boy, this was a big one yesterday, Brendo, and they obviously have a new CEO. That's why we were kind of all aggressively high yesterday, over 80%. So here's the deal. So the market likes this new contract because it's very incentive based. So the new CEO, his name is Kaj Najatian. He gets basically no money for coming over to Opendoor. So what they're going to do is they're going to give him what he left behind at Shopify, which is about $30 million. But he's only making $1 per year actually on the contract. But it's all incentively based. So if the stock trades above $6.24 for 60 days, he unlocks tranche number 1. And he has many different amount of shares that he can unlock. They've given him 81.8 million, what they're calling restricted stock units. And the way they get unrestricted is by moving above a certain stock price. So 624, then you got 9, 13, 17, all the way up to 33. He can unlock, 81.8 million shares. Market likes that as an incentivized sort of contract, very similar, Brendo, to what we see with Elon and Tesla.
The lesson to be learned here, it's still very much highly watched by social media guys. So what do we do here today with Open?
Well, apparently, if you were Martin Shkreli, you'd short it. He said that the company is fundamentally broken. Here's the thing. If you're trading it, you kind of don't care about that, right? Like, this is a squeeze play. We'll double check. Like, there's probably not going to have been an update on the short flow, is my guess. So either 26 or 27% that you see when you go to most sources, I would venture that could be a little bit bigger than it is now. What's interesting is I actually wrote down on the note this morning, and I didn't know what Michael was going to. I actually didn't know Michael Noss was going to talk about Opendoor. But oddly enough, there was that big liquidity at in the low 990s yesterday, and you see what happened when it chewed through it, and then we dipped off that. I think if you lose that level, and I'm willing to say if it pulls back underneath 980 or so, then you've really lost that level. I think if we lose that level, a gap fill into the low 9s is the first place I'd try to pick it up. Like it's like you could drop. It's almost like a full dollar from here. So if you lose this pre-market low and you can't handle like 980, then I think we could see all the way back into 9. And then if 9 goes, I think it's a similar story. Like you have to have a bit of a wider range from liquidity point to liquidity point if you're doing any dip buying, right? Like everything is all good if we hold over the 10, then it's just every single chance you have to join, like the VWAP hold off the open, fail break, it holds your level, which is what happened yesterday. Like it fail break, it doesn't really hold down underneath that pre-market low, and then you buy it at VWAP, and it was the only chance you got at VWAP. So I'm thinking something similar again, and if it loses a bid, then I look back at that $9 level for open. The volume, while the volume's here, you got to be on it. It's not going to do 1 billion shares every single day. Probably won't even do 1 billion shares today.
Probably won't.
No, it won't. Like you get the big volume spike the next day,
maybe half.
5 to 6. And if it's really good, maybe 7. Probably a lot of that will be at the close too, but. Yeah, so it's still very good volume and very much in play. But yeah, Shkreli. What did he say? I mean, the last time he said this about companies, like that was your opportunity to get in on the dip of the quantum. He said open door is fundamentally broken.
Oh, well, yeah, it is.
Well, that's the thing. It's not about fundamentals here.
Right.
That's the issue. It wasn't about fundamentals with the quantum names either.
Any meme stock is not about fundamentals.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, so I just wrote down, look, yesterday was a huge stock. You guys saw me trading. We were long $8. We were long $10. So I'm going to do the same thing again. We're going to watch out for that 11 top break, and then we're going to watch out for 10 support. There's nothing really else for me to do here today. It's a number one stock. I think it's something that needs to be traded. I traded it aggressively yesterday. You guys saw, I hope you guys saw anyways, but there was the $8 break. We had that yesterday. We also had a 10 pullback and break right here upside, and that was also traded well. So, give us multiple opportunities. Yesterday was the 200 period moving average that was sort of watched, but now see we're underneath the 200 period moving average, so that's not great. You would have liked to open up above it and use some of these lines as support instead of resistance. And right now, the 200 VWAP and the 50 period moving average are all above. We are below. They're all above where we're trading right now. So I do think we test $10. I don't think that's rocket science, and that dip right into there. We just want to see if it holds that. So if you're going to go long 10, which I am. Well, I don't know if I'm going to go long early. I want to see what it does. But if it comes back in and looks at this 990 stuff, something like that, and holds it, then I think we run 10 to 11. And then after 11 breaks, then it's, again, sort of those clear skies, blue skies ahead. So, I mean, again, I like it. I don't think we're going to go $1 billion. I don't think we're going to go, we might not even go 500 today. But you're definitely going to do a couple 100 million shares on Open Door. Worth watching. Could see some profit taking. I already tweeted it out that I think it's going to be a really slow day today. But the Nasdaq is just doing this again. It's funny because the market's at all-time highs and it doesn't look like it wants to pull back anytime soon because we don't have any negative stories right here. So the market probably continues higher, and so does Open Door. It's just let it settle down off the open. The big moves can come at any time. So, be patient, look for these big volume spikes and see which direction this wants to go. If the volume picks up and it's going down, we could be in for quite a down move, right? I see Satinder Jeet there. I'm not sure where you put the anchor VWAP, but you were saying it's at 950. So yeah, there could be some action there. I would think more around this $8.80 to $9 range in here. We could see something, but I'm excited. I want to go long. I don't want to go short. I didn't pay for shorts. I assume they're not.
I think
yesterday
they're free.
They were free, right? So
free.
we're okay there. Yeah, I know. We talked about this yesterday live on the show. See, this is another thing. This NXTT, right? They dropped an offering. 200 to 1 split. So they're reverse splitting 200 to 1. So NXTT was pumped up for the last couple of days, and we were talking about it on our show. And someone had mentioned it to us at $14 or 14 cents, and it was 17 or 18 the next day. And then yesterday it was 32 cents and 38 cents. So you had like a quad from the bottom there in 3 or 4 days. And then all of a sudden they went 200 to 1 on a reverse split. So that tanked this name all the way back in. So I would say this NXTT, this Next Technologies holding company, Yeah, I don't know. 20 cents seems to be psychological level to me. So I would think if you break that, then, maybe there's something to do there because 200 to 1 stock split. So,
Not good.
not great. 10 to 1, that puts it to $40. So we'll have to wait where this is going. So anyways, NXTT, I say it's going down, but maybe not until reverse split day. We'll find out about that. So do I expect an offering on open? I don't know what their cash situation is in Opendoor, if they need to raise funds. So thank you for that question. If they have cash on hand, I don't think they would do any sort of an offering. So we'll wait to see, especially if the dude's compensation is based on stock price.
I was going to say, he wants it to hold over 6.
There would be no incentive.
He's disincentivized.
But it's like, boo-hoo. Oh, no, the dude only got paid $30 million. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna think about this afterwards.
No, but
I may take a similar
would.
package where I make $30 million up front, and I'll just take $1 a year for the rest of my life.
He still would, because you can.
Actually, maybe I won't.
It's at $10 now, so it's still. What's more important is just to see if have they already filed is the question I would be asking. Because if you're day trading, you don't necessarily care. The odds of an offering in the middle of the day is relatively slim. It does happen. But if you're swing trading something, that's like this, that's where you want to check filings to see if they could just do one at any time, or if they'd have to actually file, and then it would take days and weeks.
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't see why they would. So, anyways, good question.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible.
It's always on day traders' minds. And the thing is, it's a good thing you guys are watching the show because we talk about that all the time. So I hope that was an educated question coming from some of the content that we've provided. So Fannie Mae is at $16, by the way. That stock just keeps on ripping upside.
Private.
All right. Gemini. It's called Gemini. What is this stock? It's I was looking at it today. Space Station. Man, what are these guys doing? These guys are really trying the hardest to get the most out of this IPO, I feel like. So Gemini could be exciting today. Let's go back over to the guys. We'll talk about the details, and then we'll see if Neil and I are going to trade it.
One of two today. There's BRCB as well, which is BlackRock Coffee. Not that BlackRock, but apparently a coffee chain in the U.S. also coming to market today, also on the Nasdaq. So Gemini and BRCB to look at. Yeah, here it is. 15.2 million shares, about $28 each. I mean, it's $3 billion-ish in valuation here for this company.
Yeah, Brendo, it's going to be $28 a share. That's the IPO price. That was yesterday, obviously. That was oversubscribed, though. It was $24 to $26 per share at, giving the company about a $3.3 billion valuation. They did cap their offering, though, guys. So they capped it at $425 million, selling about 15.2 million shares. That's down. They were actually looking at selling 16.67 million shares. They toned that down, calling it a capped offering. Anyway, underwriters, Brendo, some of the usual suspects, Goldman, Citi, Morgan, who also have a 30-day option to sell an additional 833,000 shares. Up to 30% of the shares of the amount of shares that they're selling, 415.2 million, they're actually reserved for retail traders on platforms like Robinhood, SOFI, Webull, Futu, which is a Chinese brokerage, and Moomoo Financial, which is kind of, boosting the grassroots participation in the IPO. Brendo is going to trade under GEMI on the Nasdaq. And just to give you an idea what this company is, it was founded back in 2014 by the Winklevoss twins, primarily operates as a crypto exchange. It holds $21 billion in assets as of July. It reported a net loss of about $160 million back last year and $283 million just in the first half of this year alone, Brendo, raising concerns, obviously, about the profitability. The Nasdaq, though, investing $50 million in this company is significant endorsement in the long-term potential. The Nasdaq also plans to use Gemini as a distribution partner for its crypto trade management system. So let's see how this goes.
Here's the other one we were mentioning here, BlackRock Coffee, better part of 20 million. This actually says, or $20 each, 14.7 million shares coming to market for them. So much, much smaller, roughly 300 million, we'll call it, for BlackRock Coffee. All the usual suspects behind this one, JP Morgan, Jefferies, Morgan Stanley, Baird, Stifel, William Blair. So BRCB, Gemini, both today, guys.
And there's also via transportation, not that, on the NYSE, via transportation, that's VIA, that's $500 million, so that's not that big either. And then Legends Corp, LGN, that's on the Nasdaq 700. That's actually the biggest one today. I feel like if they're over $1 billion, I like them a little better. So as far as the opening print goes, I'm not sold on Gemini. It would have to blow me away by the things that we're seeing in the locator, which we'll always do. If you're tuning in for the first time, like you ask us, hey, what does it look like? We'll be able to tell you the indicated open price, whether it's a buy and balance, a sell and balance. Yesterday was mostly sell for a bunch of the time on the figure. But this probably doesn't open until 1 o'clock Gemini. So there's a lot of time to figure it out. But right now, I don't think I want to take it. And we'll have the locator up. The only thing on the locator right now that stands out is BBAI 1.2 million shares to the buy side. So that one 7% up and in play. And we'll talk about that literally next. Apparently.
Yeah, we're making good money on BBAI, everybody. So that's good, man. We'll continue to watch out for that. Look, I mean, the best comp obviously is going to be bullish. I mean, it's pretty much the exact same business opening up here with Gemini. And it's funny that there's 4 or 5 IPOs today, and this is Gemini's one of the lower ones, and gets all the love because of crypto. And I think that it's coming out at the right time. You know, IPO mania right now. You could get that initial bump like we've seen again here for bullish, but at the end of the day, bullish is still underneath. I'm not sure what this share price was when it first came through, but it did open up at 70, went to 110, and then basically fell the rest of the day and then fell out the rest of the week, and we had a little bit of a move up and then a little bit lower. So I would say if you're interested in Gemini, you're either going to trade it right off the open and try to capture something out of this, or you just wait to see for the pullback and then buy any of those dips. So for me, I'm not overly excited about it. I mean, CLAR Klarna just came 2 days ago or 3 days ago, and that was at, I don't remember the price nowadays that I get that. That was at 45, I think. Was that 45?
The open or the issue?
The open price was, no, 52. It came at 52, yeah.
because we got 52 to 53.
That's right, we got 52, yeah, right. So we were long 52, right. So we got 52 to 53. It didn't go to 57. And then it was just straight down. So now it's had 3 red days. It's been open 3 days and essentially 3 red days.
Maybe it's due.
For Klarna. So maybe this one could bounce off $40. And $40 was the IPO price that everyone got in their account. So, yeah, I was just going to say, if Gemini is $28 is where they're thinking, no matter where it goes, I think it comes back to 30 or 31 probably at some point. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's definitely not worth sitting here all day for, in my opinion. Although we made good money on the Klarna, it wasn't enough, to be honest with you, for the amount of risk taken. So I think we're going to hold off on this one. We talk about all the bank names, like this is 306 now. JP Morgan is just very, very slowly, and all of them are just grinding so much higher right now. Like, you know, talk about investing versus day trading. Like, if you just buy the best companies, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, the XLF, any of the ETFs, in any space right now, really, it seems to be pretty hot fire. So there goes JP Morgan again, and I got some out at 299 and change, and now it's going higher. So we're still holding a very big chunk of this trade. And I like the way the banks are looking these days. And I talk about it because this is part of the IPO frenzy, is a lot of these underwriters continue to print and make money because they're supporting these stocks. They've got them at way cheaper prices. They're collecting the fees for all of these things. We had 6 or 7 IPOs at least this week, and there's more scheduled.
And it's all the same 3 that
the biggest
make the money
ones,
here.
Yeah, like, is OpenAI ever going to come to market? If they do, can you imagine how crazy that's going to be? And then the big one that I think is going to be huge would be Discord.
Yes.
So you got Discord coming, hopefully, and OpenAI at some point. I don't know if Starlink, or I don't know how that's going to happen, or XAI.
SpaceX at some point. Maybe.
You know, the smartest guy in the room is going to be, once again, Elon Musk. You want to see his net worth go up to double? All right, just IPO XAI.
That's why they had to pay. That's why the pay package came in, because dude was, most of his wealth was not from Tesla. It's from OpenAI and not OpenAI. Obviously, XAI. SpaceX and XAI. So that was one of the reasons. Just quickly before we move on to BBAI here, Joey is catching another bid here and just breaking the high of the day. I want to, like, this is one that actually, look at the trend break. Trend break, looks like it's breaking out. Some continuation happening in Joby. I heard Treef go, yes, Joby, but we got a few more names to cover before we get to the open. BBAI with a 1.2 million sell imbalance currently, or buy imbalance currently.
I was going to say the sell imbalance actually make more sense. It's moving down right now. 550 was the high, though, pre-market here this morning. This was after the close yesterday, but a nice contract for them anyways with the enhanced passenger screening program at Nashville International.
Exactly, Brendo. They expanded the deployment of such. It's what they're calling a mission-ready security screening system at Nashville International Airport. The tech aims to speed up the U.S. Customs and Border Protection process for international arrivals, making the border screening faster and more efficient. It becomes one of the many airports implementing enhanced passenger processing using Big Bear AI's technology. Specifically here, the solution uses AI-powered identity verification tools for faster passenger processing, and it integrates facial image capture, document scanning, and the customs data checks while ensuring the compliance with strict U.S. standards. This is the second such launch. I know that they had something in O'Hare as well in Chicago. So
yeah, 2 days in a row here, guys. Back to the upside after a pullback for BBAI.
Yeah, it's also a bit of a trend break. It's still well over double digits short float, 20% on the short float, and we've seen. This doesn't fall into the category of the crazy low float runners that we have, but it's been a small cappers kind of market recently, and this is breaking trends, so it has to be on radar today. We mentioned this yesterday, the trend break and the close essentially holding higher, so the higher close after double bottoming, all that great stuff. Pull back into prior high, looks like the jam, so it's like between 5 and 510. When you zoom out here, so between 5 and 510, that's the support zone I'm looking for off the open. We hold that, then I'm only looking long. It's under VWAP, so you got to wait for the dip. If it's above the volume weighted average price, and think like open yesterday. Like when open initially went, it pulled back into VWAP once, and then you were off for races. If this loses the, I'll probably eat two.
Here, take another banana.
Yeah,
I did
thanks,
my
brother.
best job to be Randy today.
Nice.
Randy's not in, so we have the banana talk.
So we're looking, looking dip buy, and it's still a 1.3 million buy imbalance here on BBAI.
Look, we've been hitting this little emote or whatever for a long time on Big Bear AI. I mean, look, the first time we started trading this on the show. I'm still long at $4. So the story, if you're logging in now for the first time, Open Door just broke $10, by the way. It's just we first started buying this name at 5. Right here on the way back in, because that was support. It was back in February, so shout out to Big Bear Army out there, and we're included in that. And then we bought it again at 4 because why not? It was $1 down, and then we bought it again at 3. And we did not buy it again at 2 to 250 because it was breaking through the 200 period moving average. I was always like, we're going to try to see if it holds this. And on the way up, we got some out at 650, at 750, and then again at 850. On the way back up. So buying at 5, 4, 3, selling at 650, 750, 850. So those are profitable trades. And then all of a sudden, Big Bear AI did the move that, it's accustomed to doing. Until these names get news, which this one now has, you got to watch out for catalysts, and it's there now. So Big Bear AI, probably a big focus today. Of different websites and whatnot, Reddit talk like that. Obviously, we keep on talking about the only deals these guys seem to be getting are airport related, so that's fine. Traveling's not going anywhere, just proof of concept. Let's see if Big Bear AI can hold some of these levels. The short float, did you look at it or talk
20.
20, okay, so not huge. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit bigger than that, but nice move down. The shorts have won so far. Let's see if the Bulls can win on this bearish name, Big Bear AI. If you like Palantir and some of that kind of talk here, it's just a system play. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening with Big Bear AI. And then there goes Joby as well. I heard these guys talking a little bit about company announcing its participation in White House integration pilot program. So there goes Joby to the upside right now. If a deal with Uber there a couple days ago, I believe, right? So, all right, it's 9:27. Some company named Microsoft and OpenAI, I don't know, they finally getting together on something?
This did actually move. Yeah, I was kind of surprised after the close yesterday. A nice pop. Up to 514. We're losing that right now, or a better part of 50% of that right now on this OpenAI story. You have the details.
Yeah, here's the deal, Brendo. So OpenAI did reaffirm that its non-profit parent will continue to hold oversight over the entire company and owning an equity stake exceeding $100 billion. This makes the nonprofit one of the wealthiest philanthropic organizations globally. The arrangement was influenced by civic leaders, etc. Now, here's the deal. OpenAI signed a non-binding memorandum of of understanding with Microsoft to outline the next stage of the partnership. Microsoft, as we know, has already dropped $13 billion back as early as 2019 and remains OpenAI's primary cloud partner.
And it does open the door for the business side to be a for-profit business, and everybody instantly jumping on the go public angle for this, which would be a monstrous payday, obviously, for Microsoft as well, guys. So, yeah, go ahead.
Much to Elon's chagrin.
I mean, he can not like it all he wants. It doesn't really make a difference. I think the thing to watch for Microsoft here is this. We only have 1 minute to go. The 50-period moving average, bit of trouble for Microsoft's the 50-period. If it can't break out above the 50-period moving average, then I don't think it resumes this kind of an uptrend, and I'll wait for it to get back above before I like it. Under the 50 means just wait and see for me, and when it gets back above, I'll be more constructive to the long side. Did we even talk Tesla? Tesla broke that 368 on the daily yesterday late. It's now above it. Pretty simple. If we hold that off the opening range, I'm just only looking longs on Tesla. Like if it can hold that with a little dip and rip, then we're good to go. But if it breaks it instantly, then it's a Friday. I don't want to be sitting there catching a falling knife.
Yeah, I have Tesla. So just 10 seconds left. I've got Open Door, I've got Tesla, I've got Qs, I've got IBIT. We're looking for that as well. Here we go. Brought to you by VinFast, ticker VFS. Scan that QR code to find out some more information. Tesla 372. We're going to get into that 2 and 1. And there we are. We are now open. So welcome to the show once again, Friday morning. I hope everyone's having a great end to the week. And there we are. We are now into Tesla. So the markets are now open, and as goes Tesla. We did take that break through 372. We do know that that was a top level. We've taken trades like this before and had to watch out for the extension through, because you don't want to necessarily. Okay, here we go. I was going to say I don't necessarily want to get too excited about it, because it could always fall back the other way. But here goes Tesla right now. Your boy's in this one right here. So let's see. Just went through 373. It's very violent off the open, moving multiple dollars. But this is a $370 name. So, definitely opportunities here for this name to move around. We have a couple outs at 373. But other than that, we start to turn around a little bit. If we break through VWAP or some of these pre-market lows, then we do not want to be in Tesla anymore. So watch out for this 369. 50 or so area to get out right now. Tesla just dancing around.
And going to the downside is Open Door still. It actually tagged 960. So we lose the $10 level temporarily, but hey, just because it lost it for a couple of seconds doesn't mean it can't buy back above. BBAI is heading lower, so that doesn't hold the volume weighted average price. So both of these we're going to have to wait a little bit patiently. Oh, NVIDIA, I forgot, we didn't talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA resistance at 180. If it gets to 179, looking short on NVIDIA.
The market's not
and the market's coming back in. There was news on SMCI as well, but it's not breaking out at 47. Put that out on Twitter. You know what? I didn't even have my order out. I just realized. All right, order in on SMCI. 47 break.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm only in Tesla right now, so let's just check out on Open Door really quickly here as Neil deals with that decision. Yeah, so there's the price that we had sort of talked about, 960 to 950 there on Open Door. It looks like that is the bouncing level there for OPEN. So if anybody has that, good. But remember what I was saying before, you're underneath everything right here, so we still got to start to take out some of these support or resistance areas now, including VWAP, including the 200 period as well. So everything's pointing down. It's not the okay. Here we go. We are almost at our day's goal right here with Tesla. So let's get another. Okay, there it is. Yes. Well, there it is. That's it. It's day done. 932. That's back-to-back days. Where at this point we had sort of hit our goal, but I think Tesla still has a chance of going. Man, we broke through that level there yesterday, and then we kept on gone yesterday. Tesla. So this is what Tesla looks like yesterday. Might be a little premature to get out now. I'm out of 25% of Tesla right now, but it's a $2 winner. So my next spot is 374.40 is where I put the offer at. Just thinking, okay, here we go. $2 now on our posted level right here on the sticky note. I mean, if you guys aren't following now, then I don't know what else to tell you, because every day we're putting up stuff like this. There's a 365 support. There's a 372 long break. May not hold. Trade it. This is the thing. Whenever you see Neil and I get into position, it's like, if the stock goes up 5 cents, we may take it. It goes up $1, we may take it. It goes up $10, we may. Like, you have to decide your own risk parameters and what kind of stocks you're trading. But for me today, let's see if Tesla wants to continue to the upside. We'll take out another piece here at 374, and then just hope there it is, and hopefully watch it continue to climb a little bit higher here. But Nasdaq not doing much, right? I mean, it just went up and down. But
yeah, Nasdaq just held the volume weighted average price. But first look, if you took the break at VWAP on BBAI, which I didn't get when I was sitting over there on SMCI, it did make a run at that high at 540, but I got it on the way back in, and now we're losing VWAP, it looks like. So I'm not going to risk more than 5 to 10 cents off the open on this thing, because I think if it goes, you want to take multiple shots. Open was the other one. I guess we're not going to see that Fibonacci level that Michael was mentioning. It was like 920 or so. I believe, but it's still trending to the downside. So if you're waiting for the buyers to come in on open door, they are not here just yet. Let me just double check SMCI. No, SMCI, no breakout. That one's starting to come back in heavily, as is NVIDIA. So I'm just going to be looking open door and BBAI to be patient with the dips here, as those two names doing a ton, absolute ton of volume. And I know there was Wolf that a lot of people were talking about this morning. I see it in the chat. Oh, it's WOF. It's the other one.
Oh, okay.
It's Wolf Speed. I got it mixed up with the other one. There's WULF. Wolf also up 11 points. This is another small cap runner worth keeping an eye on. The small cappers have been really good. It hasn't just been open door the last couple of days, as it's still falling. So I'm trying to be patient. I don't want to capture a falling knife here, but I do want to pick up a curl at some point in open door. It could go SSR, which would be another place, like 10% down.
All right, there's memes for y'all, and there's other kind of meme stocks like a Tesla as well. So right now, this is $2.50 in the money. We are out of about 45% right now. I'm waiting for here we go. I'm waiting at 374.85. I don't know why again, but just ahead of 375. Just there it is, picking random numbers. We're now $3 in. I mean, especially if this breaks 375, then I think it's go time one more time here. So I hope you guys are appreciating some of the trades that Neil and I are putting on here. You got to sometimes look a little bit like a needle in the haystack, trying to find the best opportunities, and sometimes you wind up missing them. So I think we're pretty happy with this. I'm going to take another piece. So I now have half left. I'm going to put another piece out here. There we go. I just offered 90s and got it. So I don't know. What do we think, guys, about Tesla? Should we hold on to this, or should we be getting out right now? So that's what my deal with is right now. We're still going to try to watch out for 369 breaking to the downside, but again, because we only have half left, we've taken some profit. I don't want to give it all back by that kind of there it goes. Whoopsies. All right, here we go, Joseph. $3 in the money right now on Tesla. $3.50 in the money. $3.80 now in the money on Tesla. We're waiting the same way. 375.85. I don't know what there it is. Okay, that's 2 times right now our daily goal right there on Tesla, Neil. It's a $2 winner right here. I know you've been on Big Barry. Thank you, Shree, for that. It's now $4 now in the money right here. And again, it's all posted up. We put down 372 on Tesla, and oh my Lord, it's starting to go back up to the upside. We also got a new position right here with the TQQs. Let's roll.
Yeah, the market breaking down pretty heavily here. I'm assuming that just came in long on TQQ.
Yep.
Market just broke the low of the day, getting into 24. OpenAI just made a little bit of a bottom here at 970. So grabbed 80s long, looking for the VWAP in front of that $10 area. First time it actually caught a little bit of a bid here on OpenAI. BBAI still kind of languishing, and it doesn't look like, oh, that's the warrants. Give me a breath. Why does that even exist on our platform? There we go. There's BBAI. Still languishing. If it can hold 5, great. But this is why you make sure you get out. I only want to look for the long break based on the daily chart, but it has to hold on to $5. So OpenAI, it looks like that's going to be the one. Just needs to get past that 10.
Open door, of course. Open door.
Sorry, open door.
If OpenAI's IPO'd, I'm all over that.
That's my bad. I think I've been saying OpenAI all morning.
Tesla.
All right, so if we can hold above VWAP, I want to look for places to add. If we hold $10 on open door, I think it has a big chance to get to that 11 at some point today. So looking for places to add if this ends up being the bottom. VWAP now starting to come into play and breaking out here on open. Pre-market high sitting 1030 to 1040. That'd be a good spot for some profits, and then buy the dip back in on the volume weighted average price. Open door, that is.
Yes.
Adara.
I have a couple different pieces of news here. JOBY on watch. This is Joby Aviation chopping around a little bit here. We do have the Department of Transportation announcing that the Trump administration is launching a pilot program to speed up the deployment of flying air taxis. We also have here Amazon and Google on watch. Bloomberg reporting that both companies are being probed by the FTC over search advertising practices. So FTC probe for Amazon and Google, and then Evital's on watch here with this note from the U.S. Department of Transportation suggesting that the Trump administration is launching a pilot program to speed the deployment of flying air taxis. Back to you.
Flying air taxis, like Joby.
Guys, hit the like and the subscribe. Okay, so just 20% left on Nasdaq. The TQQs, on Tesla. The Nasdaq trade that I'm trying to work out on here, we posted 95.50 as a level here. And I mean, if you are interested in following me, I'll put this in the chat right here. This is that's my thing here. This is the sticky note for today. We had Tesla right there, 372 long break. So when that broke there early today, we took it and we just took $6 there on that one. We have Open Door watching to 10 support, but that broke in the pre-market, so we're not all over that. I know Neil's been trading Open Door, so that's going to be a good look over there. And then TQQs, there's our 95.50 area. But look what the Nasdaq is doing. Like I also tweeted out that I thought it would be a slow. It's at the top here. I thought there would maybe be a slow day here today as well. Market may hit the brakes. Expect a slower session. We do have numbers at 10, which is why I put them there. And then IBIT potential long. So we'll wait to see if that's going through right now as well. But hey, man. It's so far so good. We'll go 2 for 2 on this side right now with the TQs up just 10 cents right now, and then Tesla's up $6. So we'll wait, or was up $6. Only 5 now, Neil, only 5. But there it goes right here. Let's see how far we can get on this one, and we'll check out some other names as well. What's going on with Palantir today? 165, it wasn't on the radar today because, again, like without news catalyst or anything like that, I'd rather not be looking at Palantir because it's such a good trade when there's news. Other than that, I feels like it's manipulated against whatever the market's doing. So if the market starts to head red, then you don't want to be in this name. And Palantir right now, 164, 165, it's just at a key level of support. So that's something right now. We just got out more right there. On our level at 377.50. So we just got out more up there on the high side of that winner. And then I think that's interesting. If they start probing into Google and Amazon, just keep probing, even probe as deep as you like into this name, because I want these stocks to come back in. Remember, what are you going to do? And then it's going to go to court and the judge is going to be like, okay, there's already precedent here for a lot of this stuff. But again, nothing wrong with getting it looked at. And I think that's what's happening right now with Google, right? And Amazon. Wasn't it? The other name was Amazon, right? So let me see if that's pulling back. Yeah, it is 228, right? So that's a good level for Amazon, and we still want to do some dip buys in that. But Neil, I'm over the moon right here with Tesla. Tesla is now $6.50 and getting higher and higher and higher. We'll see where we can go right now, but 379 just kind of breaking around there. I'm going to take another offer right here in the high 40. If we can get a 40, there we go. We get 42s, and then there it goes, man. $6+ right there. So good trading over there on Open Door, and I hope everyone thinks this was decent trading over here on Tesla as well, because our day is made right now. Maybe we will take Gemini after all.
I don't know about the Gemini. Gemini doesn't, just like yesterday, there is no imbalance data for it. And the big ones that have worked have already been big buy imbalances very, very early in the morning. And yesterday was all sells until very, very late on the imbalances for Figure. Open Door, it rejects that pre-market high. So there we go. It rejects that pre-market high. And that was said, if it rejects that, I'm just going to get out. So it went about 50 pennies from entry, but like 960 to 8 to 1040 is the range now set. So it's got an 80 penny range in here. I want to see it hold the volume weighted average price and that $10 level. You know what, let's see. I actually want to see it bounce off that first. Because if it bounces off and you miss, you can probably just take a breakout at 1040. Open Door, I almost did it again. Open Door is going to give you multiple times to trade this today. You can get in and out 1,000,000 times. It's going to do hundreds and hundreds of millions of shares. So I want to see it hold first. If it holds 10, I jump back in. If I miss, then I probably take a breakout at 1040 and then just on to the next. BBAI still can't seem to hold $5. So unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be in that one at all today. But my eye is going to be on Open Door. SMCI doesn't look like it wants to break out. And I did not remember to mention Klarna. Although I did say if Klarna gets to $40, That is the IPO issue price. I assume there's going to be a defend there. I'm sitting in front of it. I have a stop. And this is not one of those situations where my stop is like roughly at $40. I wouldn't put a stop at like $39.50. It's at $39.99. If there's a single tick under 40, then I'm out of any long in Klarna if it gets down there. That's an if. It's a little bit of a ways away, but it is tanking.
All right, we have numbers coming out from Michigan Sentiment, so let's just have a quick little look at what we are expecting from these numbers right here. So expecting 58s, 4.8%, 3.4%. So come over here. We also do have our watch list that is out as well with all of this. Yesterday we did have obviously a great day watching the Green Bay Packers game. These are all the little things that we have here. See a little Jordy Nelson going on here. We have a Garden Gnome ready to go. There's a PS5 that rarely gets played. A Stein. We've got, these are little babushkas that I got in Russia. In Russia, about 30 years ago, no, not 30 years ago, about 20 years ago, I got these. They're one inside of another. See, there's 5 of them. Small, small, small. And that's Donald Driver, Brett Favre. I can't take out those numbers there. We got 2 little helmets there. We got the official cheesehead that you've seen on the show many, many times. So lots of fun there coming through. I remember when I was in Russia, I was like, what the heck? You guys have Packer little babushka dolls? Gotta buy that right there. But let's go, man. We are riding bull today. That is for sure no bull right there. And also, I talked about that Tesla trade, but what about this one right here on the futures, man? We nailed the bottom of the market here today. So let's get some more out. As it continues to go higher, man. 2 for 2, all big, all big. So, so far so good here as the market continues to climb higher. We are getting more and more out of Tesla. We just got a great fill again at 378.50 there. So back to back there. We'll see if it breaks through 380. Maybe we take that if it does. But the market's not really I mean, it's cooperating, but it's not doing much. And I think that we nailed the fact that it may be a relatively slow day there in the market. So let's get out. So right now I have, I'm going to say less than 15 or about 15% left. I took a little bit of a funny number there going long, so I'm not sure exactly what we have left there, but we are at our goal and we're doing quite well there. So far so good in all of this. But yeah, thanks for everybody. Yeah, babushka dolls. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. There.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Yeah, Valeria
brought some.
We had some back in and around here somewhere.
My daughter loves them.
I'm just, which?
Matryoshka. Matryoshka or Matryoshka?
Something like that. Yeah, I remember Valeria telling us.
Valeria definitely corrected us on the way that you're supposed to say it, although I probably really can't still say it. Just very quickly, anyone watching Open Door, you'll be able to tell it didn't hold VWAP, it didn't hold 10. That's one of the reasons why we jumped out at the pre-market high, waiting for another opportunity to get back in. BBAI pulled back into 5. I said, look, if it doesn't, either it's VWAP or the $5 hold, it just held $5 with the bottoming tail wick. So we went long, looking for the pullback into the volume weighted average price. So just a couple of these smaller caps. And for OpenAI, if it double bottoms, then I can take another shot at it. But it's headed back into the lows as we speak on Open Door. Tons of volume. You don't have to rush into this. It's going to give you chances to get in. There's no need to take it while it's still looking a little bit sleepy. You already got one good move. Let's see if it actually gives us another. Well, I'm sure it will. It's just you got to wait for it, everybody. Just got to wait.
That's pretty good banana. I'm the DJ for tonight's. DJ for every home game for my daughters. I'm a little nervous.
Random scenes, everybody is the answer to the question. Random scenes, quick question. Roughly how many folks there eat donuts? It's Canada. Everybody eats donuts. That's the answer right there. Dijon mustard, I do have AI on the brain. Because, I said OpenAI again, didn't I? It's muscle memory. If I say that, I'm talking about Open Door. That's just my bad. It is what it is. You speak all day long, you're going to make some mistakes for sure. I see people saying Figure is running. How about we do this? Remember, because everyone that just put Figure into the chat, no one's putting $. I see Rigetti without a $. I see QBTS without a $. So please, when you're typing in the chat, first, hit the subscribe so that you can. And then make sure you enter $ symbol. It's Open Door, BBAI, Tesla, literally the 3 things that are getting traded. SMCI, which we already mentioned, that's not breaking out. Wolf, which is Wolfspeed, QMMM, IonQ, Adobe there, WBD, Warner Brothers, and Oracle, all on the list. But make sure you hit that $. And I believe we got a super chat with the correct pronunciation, Sean.
Oh, we do? Okay, let me see what it is, what it says on here right now. Oh, Matreshka. Okay.
I thought that, I don't remember that as being how she pronounced it.
Right there. Wow, this is this Tesla. Thank you so much to everybody here today, man. More members joining us. Why can't I click on any of this? But anyways, more members. What's up, Masad, Inder, Andrew, coming through $5 a month. I know I can't get out of this. Let's go back into the live chat and just see what people are talking about. And again, guys, thank you so much. This is now $3.80. It's now $8 in the money. I mean, I sometimes apply too much pressure to myself to try to find these plays, but at the end of the day, you just trade what you trade, and you hope to put up a green number and a big one. And I do this all for my family. So, all right, having some fun, and we're doing it for you guys as well. Plus, 24 years being here, you have to like your job if you're going to be here for this long. I don't even really consider this a job, and that's the one crazy thing. Everyone always says that, and you're doing something you like, then whatever. But honestly, I could be anywhere and just love being here with you guys. And so thank you for watching and keeping this going. But we also do want to thank Beta Pro. So Global X right here, they are calling on all Canadian traders. Beta Pro by Global X is bringing back its annual biggest winner simulated ETF trading competition, now with over $40,000 in cash prizes, including $20,000 grand prize, all risk-free. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with $100K in fantasy cash on the Webull platform. Whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started, it's a chance to test strategies, build skills, and climb the leaderboards. You think you got what it takes? Be the big winner. Be the big winner today. Props it up right now. Sign up with Beta Pro X. Sign that. Get that QR code right there. I can barely even do the reads right now. We are now $9 in. We just got a 381 topside take there for that. Yeah, big ups to also Adara. Thanks to Erie Pages. She coined this Seanfidence. So, and we've been trying to show you that. There it is. You're welcome. That's money. I mean, who's here, man? Like, let's just see who's up in the building right now, because this is something that we love doing on the show. It's the roll call. If you're making money today, you're putting up some numbers, man. Let's see you guys in the chat right now. I know there's a little bit of a delay, but BTC is a short. We could definitely have a look at that as well. What's up to Rusty Dutch? What's up to Howard, Andrew Chow? Put these waves in there so I can see you, and then maybe I'll stop and see what's going on right now. Let's go. You caught RH. Nice job. Willis Addison in here too. Travman, Moonshot is here. Everyone's here. Dinkelberg, yo, what's up? Ozan is always here. So Ozan is that cash cow that we're looking for. Again, Aaron, Scott H, Jay Brown, Rivian Millionaire. Okay, now it's starting. Now I can see when the stream starts catching up. Now we're all here. Sean, what's up? Wants to look at RGTI. Rogers here. Alex, Professor Santanderjeet there. Sean Drake is here. Howard's here. T-Money. We're all in the building right now. And as we keep talking about this, Neil, it is now a $10 winner right there on Tesla. Not a bad way to start the morning.
Yeah, not a bad way to start the morning. It's all wins, everybody. There hasn't been a loss on the board for sure. And
let's go.
A bunch of super chats. WC Good Times. The chart's telling you GME is trying to close the gap today. Remember, GameStop on their earnings recently was actually, hey man, they didn't drop an offering on everybody, which was a good sign. They came out with those warrants, which was pretty good, but they sold it off. I like the 3-day rule for this bad boy, but it did already hold once. All you got to do is hold a second time and on that higher low, and I think it looks pretty interesting. Remember, it's going to move a little bit with Bitcoin, which is trying to break the 115 level literally as we speak, 114.9 and change. So that can be a bit of a catalyst, but let it settle down. They sold it off earnings. You had good hold day one. You want another hold of that 24 day two, and I think you can be good to go on GameStop. The problem GME has is nobody cares about it for a meme stock anymore because there's Open Door, because there's insert crypto treasury play here. I'm sure there was another one today. It was Hoth. I'll check that in a sec. There was another one today. It was Hoth.
QMMM was going nuts too.
QMMM is moving. So GameStop just doesn't have that anymore. It doesn't have that excitement. There's probably more people interested in BBAI than GameStop these days. I'm just throwing that out there. So you need more fundamental reasons for it to go up. I think Bitcoin is a bit of a help for them, but ultimately it just might not be as explosive, and treat it like a normal stock is the best way to think about it. BBAI is rejecting VWAP. I can't ignore this. It's held 5 The level held perfectly, but it rejected VWAP right off the bat. So if it rejects VWAP again, you know that's a downtrend in the opening range. So I'm going to get a leg out here at VWAP, one more leg out. I'll hold for break even the rest, but you got to start breaking out the volume weighted average price or it's no good. And open door, this is the thing. It could not hold that pre-market high. So it comes right back in, a little bit of a double bottom here. I'm not going to rush into it. I wanted the next play to be on strength above 10. Fail of the pre-market break high is usually a bearish reversal, and I would short it. But I don't want to short open door today. It's just going to require more proof that the long is actually in on this stock. So we'll take our shots, but you got to sniper in and out, right? Like if it only, look, at the end of the day, if open only goes 50 pennies for you and then ends up selling the rest of the day, you don't want to be chasing the long. At some point, if this drops like a couple bucks, there'll be an even better long opportunity.
Okay.
Clark.
All right. Yeah, like I don't even know where to put Tesla orders anymore, so that's fun. I'm going to go at 283.50. I mean, I just got to kind of try to stick with. I'll go at 36s, 283.36. Like I don't. It's not going to stop. So whatever. All I'm done now is just get more mad myself for dropping all these shares. But whatever. 379, 378. There it goes back there to the upside, man. We're in less than 10% left now. But I mean, to predict an $11 move here, and I just tweeted it out. It's always nice to be done early on a Friday. So that's that. And then we also have this going for us as well right now on the TQQs. So we just continue to do what we do best over here. And thank you guys for watching one more time. Right, some good trades from the guy on my left, and right here also $12 now. In on this. So Robinhood down 1.3%, Oracle down again. Wow, Oracle, to have not sold some up there at 340 seems to have been a
big mistake.
Monster mistake. Now, by the way, $12 on Tesla. Oh man, that was definitely a month maker there, just to hold on to that trade, but didn't do it. Adobe now going back into Redsville. I mean, unfortunately, with their number, we talked about how they actually guide a little forward better than expected. They beat on the top and the bottom line. Tesla's at 385 right now, guys. You can see the pricing right into here. So I'll just pause this for a second.
We see Rigetti. I don't see a story, guys.
Yeah, Rigetti's been going crazy. Thank you to, what's his name there, Brian Shannon for Rigetti the other day. QMM there, as we talked about that's 119 up 57%. SMCI 4%. There's that Wolf Big Bear AI. We love some Big Bear AI. That's for sure. I don't know. I'm going to sell some again, maybe 650. Maybe I'll do the same thing. 650, 750, 850. And then there's Rigetti, as you mentioned one more time there in the chat. But honestly, guys, I mean, the Nasdaq is going. We labeled this down here on the sticky note at 95.50. That's the bottom, and then Tesla as well, 372.50. We didn't have to wait at all for this stock. We punched this one in immediately off the open. So I had said to you, as soon as Tesla breaks this high range, we were going to start looking at it, and there it goes, and there it goes again. So, hey, man, everyone's built differently. Tesla's built to the upside right here, and I'm really happy to be part of this one. We're going to offer. All right, there it is, man. Neil, $14 right there. So let's go Big Bear AI. Let's go Tesla. Let's go the market, man. It's a big one there today. 3 times right there, our goal on these 2 trades. And the futures are also going. So it's just been an overall good day. And the funny thing is, there's more to come, I think.
Yeah, the story is IonQ. Thanks, everybody. The story is IonQ. They announced they got an UK investment. And clearance for their acquisition of Oxford Ionics. So this is causing a squeeze in the space. IonQ 17%, Rigetti 17%. Martin Shkreli not having a good day because he called Open Door a broken company and he called these things absolutely worthless. So that's the reason why these are running. Like obviously Rigetti, the other thing about this, I know it because we were looking at this recently. Just have a look at this upward trend on Rigetti. From March to now, it has held the same top band. That's just around 20 bucks. So Rigetti at about 20 bucks, that would be an interesting resistance spot. If it breaks out, then that would be like a parabolic type possibility for RGTI. So yeah, good look for Rigetti here. Looks like the IonQ story is the reason. So watch out for IonQ pullbacks when you're looking at RGTI. All right, nice hold on BBAI, but Open Door still can't hold VWAP. If it's not going to hold the volume weighted average price, there's always a chance that the gap fill and that Fibonacci level Michael was talking about. I kind of said I liked it in the low 9s. If it breaks the bottom, 920 was that Fibonacci pullback that was mentioned, but it could still give us that VWAP entry on open door. Mike Williams, yeah, a good look on open. 400 on open in 12 seconds, you're good. That's the thing, like when it breaks, it breaks. Open door is going to give you chances. It doesn't look as strong as yesterday, but that doesn't mean it can't give you another one of these quick reversions that you can jump into for a couple of minutes. That's the story with this stock. And I'd love BBAI to do the same thing and hold the fort. Apple's about to break high of the day as well. The Nasdaq looking strong, and Apple just buy the dip. There was a story, what was the story? It was the China, delay. It was the delay of it was like the Apple Air delays in China was the story. And it's been bought up like 3 times since.
So Random Scenes, thank you so much. You're tagging Neil here because he's probably gonna eat all of them. Krispy Kreme donuts is on the way. So thank you so much for that.
That's because we were talking about Krispy Kreme yesterday.
Yeah, exactly, the D-nut, right? So here's the D-nut. So thank you so much for that one there on a Friday. I hope you made some money there. And I want to thank, again, Mike Williams, man, great. No one's doing that kind of money here in 12 seconds, but thank you so much for that right there. 4 bills, you'll take that, right? Just what we're saying. Nice to be done early on a Friday. So Mike Williams, take that money and put it under your pillow or reinvest it. But right there, you do not know if you have to meet someone at the door. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We have security here. Well, actually, our security is Randy, and he's not here today. So we'll figure that out. But thank you so much, Darwin, and thank you to Random Scenes for doing that. We'll wait to see when it comes in. And yesterday, I'd sort of talked about Krispy Kreme as being, someone in the chat mentioned it, and it was like, maybe this is a opportunity to meme another kind of a stock. There was a 30% short float on it. Krispy Kreme has really been beat up as of late, so there is some potential there for this to pop as well. But I think that's maybe where that story is coming from. All right, Michigan consumer sentiment coming up right now. It's happening now with Adara. Let's go.
Coffee, but Rob's like,
yeah, we're waiting here on this University of Michigan consumer sentiment that should be coming out in 2 seconds. We are looking here for a 58 print for that University of Michigan consumer sentiment. I have the, 55.4, so lower than expected University of Michigan consumer sentiment. We also have the 5-year inflation that is higher than expected, 3.9% versus 3.4%. 1-year inflation expectation, 4.8%, in line with estimates of 4.8%. So this is not really what we're looking for. Usually you want in line or higher for that consumer sentiment print, or in line or lower for the inflation expectations. We actually got the opposite here. So again, 55.4 University of Michigan consumer sentiment, that is lower than the estimated print of 58. University of Michigan 5-year inflation expectation, 3.9% versus 3.4% expected. The 1-year inflation print, however, was in line. Market, here, I'll pull up the market here. This is Google. Market not reacting too intensely to this, continuing to hang out here near this high of day for the Qs. Let's take a look here at Google, though. GOOGL, Amazon and Google reportedly facing a probe over their ad practices from the FTC. We'll also take a look as well at Adobe. This one is an earnings day one play. They did actually have a pretty solid report here for ADBE, but the market not reacting incredibly strongly. Open Door also on watch here, OPEN continuing to benefit from a glut of enthusiasm here from retail investors. And they also announced their new CEO yesterday as well, who's the former CEO of Shopify, which added a bit of enthusiasm to the proceedings as well. Before I send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Origenics. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., but there's still no FDA-approved treatment. The NYSE-listed Origenics, OGEN, is changing all of that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Origenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Adara, for that. Yeah, here's the Michigan consumer confidence number, consumer sentiment, sorry, 55 versus 58. So they're pretty confident in Tesla, though, right now, as this one just keeps on ripping. Now 15. I'm going to get another piece out here at 387. I mean, we're just getting lighter and lighter on this, but like I said, I mean, the damage has already been done on this, and the futures did have a move upside there as well, so we were able to capture some more profits right here at the pre-market high. So we've got the low of the day again right there, and the pre-market high one more time back in for that. And again, these are the stocks that I was looking at today, so we can definitely have a look over here at some point as well. So this is what the notes that I was putting out today. There's IBIT. We can look at a 65 long. Why don't we talk about crypto in a minute? There's the TQQs, 95.50 long. We're long at 95.60. That's 60 cents in the money. Tesla there's our 372 break, and then we were waiting for 11 or 10 on Open Door. I've been pretty lazy. Oh, there it goes. So there's 95.50 as we talked about it on the sticky note there for the futures. So hopefully you're into that one, and if not, hopefully you're into Tesla. And we're right about now to get out. It just went in to 387 again, and we just missed it. So we're at 387 proper. We're at 386.96 right now for that. Let me check in on Open Door, as Open Door was a big profitable trade for us for me yesterday. So yeah, not today. I'm not interested when it looks like this right now. It was a great bottom there around 960, so nothing going on there for me. Neil's into BBAI, but let me have a quick look at this one as well. And again, nothing going on here on Big Bear AI. So I'm going to wait for me on this one until we maybe break that high one more time. We did check on Palantir earlier on as well, 165 to 166. We'll see what happens right there with that 166 break, but I'm just waiting. We are hopefully minutes away now, although we're not getting through this level, so I'm debating maybe canceling this 387. Well, here it comes right now. Go, go, go. I'm at 96, remember. Yeah, I just had a problem getting there. I'm just going to go to 79er. There it is. Oh, that was my Nasdaq. Okay, there it goes. Yes, sir. So bang, bang, as we like to say around here. At least sometimes I hear Neil do that. And there it goes. Nice little upside move. 386.90 right now. $14.50 on Tesla. Add another 50 cents here on the futures. And today is a good day. Plus, we got Krispy Kreme donuts coming. Yes, sir, says that's money. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, we'll take it for sure. And thank you guys for the Krispy Kreme. We appreciate it. But what we ever ask, man, enjoy the show. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure you're throwing that $sign in there. I want to get to Robinhood in a second. I see a lot of people talking about Robinhood and SOFI, both those. I like me some SOFI. I really wanted SOFI to be breaking out. We'll get to that in a second. But Open Door is now holding view up. You still haven't broken out the top. That 1040 level didn't really test into that low as much as I would have liked, but you're now holding the volume weighted average price. So next pull back in, I think that's a little more confirmation that we actually like VWAP. BBAI is also trying to do the pattern of breaking out the volume weighted average price. Never came back to that 5 level. So if we can hold above 515, then I want to join buyers in that level into the 540 level. 535 to 540 would be the next target on Big Bear AI. As far as Robinhood is concerned, this feels technical. I'm not really trying to hate on Robinhood here, but they did have that hood event, and look what's happened in the 2 days since the hood event. Subsequent back-to-back all-time high fail breaks. Fail break 120, fail break 120, and now you're starting to come back on the other end. So it's a pretty bearish pattern for Robinhood, down 2 points here. Excuse me. I tried to hold the sneeze, but I couldn't. Trying to hold on, but I think it could just be a technical move down over there on Robinhood, unfortunately. And then SOFI, this looks ever the world like sympathy on SOFI. SOFI cannot seem to take out this top. It's a pretty big top if you pull out a monthly chart, 28 being the high of it, but unfortunately this one also not going. Just keep in mind, if a stock is bullish like this and it starts going sideways, if it keeps rejecting the top but makes higher lows or goes sideways, that's still good. It's just because it's not going down. It's just not continuing the breakout. This is consolidation in SOFI until proven otherwise. So if we see something down around 25.5, you're still in a very consolidative trade, which to me is a good sign for a bullish stock. So unfortunately, those two names, my guess is SOFI is only pulling back because Robinhood is kind of getting smoked this morning.
Oh, Robinhood's going down?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what? The end of the event, it was a couple of day event, and they've been selling the tops on that event. And for everyone asking, I don't even see Gemini on the board.
I almost forgot about that.
For the imbalances. Yeah, I don't see Gemini at all. It's not there. QMMM, that must have halted at some point because it's up here. But yeah, no Gemini yet. Adara?
Just be aware, I'm seeing this circulate on social media, not really moving any of these stocks. I think we already had some kind of indication of this, but either way, 5 minutes ago on X, AMD posted about its framework it's developing with IBM to enable, I guess, quantum processors and GPUs to work together seamlessly. So again, quantum-related catalyst here, AMD, IBM, not a huge move on this, guys. Back to you.
I'm actually going to message my good friend Brian Shannon about this Rigetti call because he talked about, here's Michigan's consumer confidence again. Sentiment, sorry, I keep saying confidence, 55 versus 58, so good level there. You think the market may not like that, but it does. Market likes everything right now. We said maybe go out like a lamb today. I think that's still the case there, but we are very aggressive with what we've been doing, what I've been doing here today as well anyways, buying the futures and buying on some Tesla. But I did want to go over to Rigetti and just say, like, again, Neil talked about IonQ, but Rigetti right now up 17% and breaking out. And again, the call was just off the 50-period moving average, starting to work out right there and now taking out some of these highs. Watch out for 20 bucks. I mean, we're all the way back, you know, as different, almost 390 now for Tesla. Wow, what a move, man. To be long that name right now is, even just in your own portfolio, forget about, look, the trade that I put up, whatever, it's done with now, but always looking for the next one. But there's Rigetti, 20 bucks, so that could be an interesting break as well. But it's just holding this 50-period moving average, and I remember because I asked Brian, and he's like, well, we like rigatoni, and he's like, Rigetti, I keep talking about it, Mom Spaghetti, but nice move to the upside there, breaking out. You mentioned IONQ, the Sam Altman was OCO, not IonQ. This is also up. It looks like, yeah, a lot of volume going through here. Yeah, up 17 now, almost the exact same thing. So, you know, pullbacks into VWAP, that could play again. What did the pullback into VWAP look like for Rigetti? Oh, there's Tesla, by the way.
VWAP? That's not saying VWAP today.
No way, okay. So let's just see. Let's see where we can play some pullbacks potentially in this space. So, yeah, no, VWAP's not too far around right there. It's back to 1840, so we could get back into there. We weren't too far away from that. So I think if we can get VWAP in and around that 1840 marker there for Rigetti, that would probably be a decent little spot to start looking around again. So
Oracle just
Oracle's this funny one. I mean, we're huge today. Today's just one of those. It's not an anomaly because, you know, we can do this, but it's to expect these kind of moves in some of these names. I mean, Tesla's still going 390 right now. I put a stop somewhere breaking this 21-period moving average, but we just got out right there. So that was part of the shares I wanted to stop out on. So that's not happening. Now we're into 388. I mean, this is a 372. The very first trade taken here today on the show is now a $16 winner. Like, wow, man. Even to take 1,000 shares, you take $16,000. It's just so nuts, some of the things that are happening here today. And just in the market in general, it's, you know, you get big names mooning, you get small names mooning. It's really a trader's delight. This market has been quite nice. We heard Michael Noss say that as well. If you're on the right side, the trading has been fantastic, and we haven't been on the wrong side in a long time. So right now, I don't know what to do. I might just wait to get out another piece when it breaks this 385 level here on Tesla. I'm going to put that order out right now. Get out a half of what we have left.
Yeah, somebody. I think you just said the guy might be in the building. I don't know if someone can go and check. He might be here with the Krispy Kreme. We'll see. But the overall market is bouncing crazy, but it's the chips that are holding it back. If the chips can get part of the party, then I think you have a much better chance of a more parabolic day. We're up 0.16 on the Nasdaq. Look at NVIDIA, no movement whatsoever. That said, contrast that with, I hate to say it, but AMD once again looking like the crapper out of the bunch. Right back at these lows, 155. I know the market's going up, but if this market turns around, AMD has the look of a flat bottom break today. I'd be bearish on that. If the market loses a bit, I think we could lose that 155 for sure. As long as Oracle goes down, it's hard for these to go up. And Oracle is filling in the gap. Someone asked what are the levels for Oracle. Once 300 broke, I don't have any. It's that simple. Like there's nothing. The gap is to $260. So maybe throw some Fibonacci's out there if you're into it, because that's probably the retracements that you're looking for. Yeah, nasty for Oracle, 4%, but it's still up so much from those earnings. And see, Open Door, it either is giving you the low, it just won't give you VWAP as a hold yet. So it's trying to hold on to $10, but every time it retraces back into 10, it has just not been holding this $10 level. I wanted to do it, but either we wait for something a little bit lower, or we can actually get that $10 hold right now. Oh, that's way more donuts than I would have expected. Okay.
Okay, well, if Brendan didn't want them right here in the middle of the shot, he went to put them here. So there they are right there. Shout out to Donut Haven. Thank you so much. There, where are you in the chat? I want to give a big shout out one more time Where are we?
That is a big old.
You are. I don't know how many you sent over here, but thank you so much. Random Scenes, there it is, from Ecuador. Shout out right now. Thank you so much for that, Random Scenes. And like I said, I'm done trading now pretty much for the day. So let me just show you guys. Holy shit.
That's a lot of donuts.
Ooh, Harry Potter date time.
This is way too much.
You sent like...
This is way too much.
5 dozen?
This is
donuts?
We're going to have to give some away to like...
Well, yeah, to like homeless people.
Yeah, we have to.
This is absolutely insane.
Like, how many do you think we could eat?
Come on, brah.
Like, everybody here gets a box?
What's up, brah? What's up, brah?
How many boxes?
Yeah, well, I could take some to the hockey team tonight. But yeah, thank you so much for all of that. I mean, we'll...
I need like a table.
Yeah, get out of here, Brandon.
I don't have a table.
Maybe, here, just keep one box here. So
we'll keep one.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, there it goes.
We'll do this.
Thank you so much. I'll just eat one live on the air. I don't give a crap anymore. Thank you so much. You reheat one of those, man. You got something special going on right there. Thank you so much, Random Scenes.
You can
live
dunk them
from
too,
Ecuador. Like... You know, the reach is real, man. We want to thank everybody for joining us. They're pretty tasty. Yo, Andre, come here. Come get one.
So good.
The switching is done. I think Rob's on a diet, but Rob can have some of these if he wants.
You got to hit it, Rob.
What's up, Andrew? Fabian, come here, man. Here comes Fabian.
Appreciate it. You know we
Fabian,
love,
don't move so fast. Where are you, bro?
We love a good donut.
Did you break your leg last night? Here we go.
I'm getting it. I mean, your hands feel... I have napkins right here.
Napkin, man. Okay.
Napkins.
Yeah, I have napkins here.
Yeah, Rob is literally hanging stuff from the ceiling right now, so he needs his hands free. That's for sure.
Those napkins away with you because I have so many. Okay, thank you.
I want to heat one of those.
All right, there we go. There we go. Thank you so much to Random Scenes right there. I got them covered up, Rob, so we're all good. Thank you so much. Rob is rewiring, I guess it looks like, up there and doing the best for us right here. But
stuff falling.
Cautioning that, random scenes, random stuff could start falling down on us at any time. So shout out right there. Thank you to Krispy Kremes and thank you to Random Scenes. Not thank you to Krispy Kremes, thank you to Random Scenes for sending those through right now. But we got to get back into this before we get distracted right there. Okay, so I thought I had a stop for this. Why did that trigger? Oh, it did. Okay, so we only have, it did. Basically, I got out right there. So I didn't realize we got out at 20s right there. So that we have such a small piece left that the stop order didn't even trigger because it can't get me out. So we're going to, I don't know. It says it stopped triggered 1712, 9612. Okay, anyways, right there goes the TQs coming back in. So we're gonna have to address that situation momentarily, but all good on that front. We only have less than 10% left of that, but I was trying to trigger out on a 96 break back down in right there, breaking this 21 period moving average. So, to be a little bit more responsible, let's just get out right now at 88 or 89 there and just hold a little small piece. We're still long at 60s, so it's still all good. And again, less than 10% left on that name right now. And then Tesla, although turning around, we do have a stop. Let me see, hopefully this triggers 384.50 to the downside. So if it breaks right into here, which looks like it may do very, very soon, then we'll tap out of the rest of that. Right now, I know the... maybe our position board's having a Krispy Kreme donut because it's off right now, but it'll be back on. As soon as we get triggered out of Tesla, it should show up, or any new position that we take will show up as well. But thank you so much. That is super nice. And there it is. Like, we do have the best chat here. And so thank you. There is Calcutta there. Cali Cat 8137. That was a very, very nice gesture. So we want to thank Random Scenes there. Shout out from Ecuador, doing the best right there. So yeah, there it is. Ecuador coming in again. So yeah, Adobe is a story that we had on our radar a little bit today. I didn't think any of us would trade it, and I think we both said that, and it seems like it's right on that front. As right now,
not unless it broke 366.
No, well, that was the exact high, so it did not break that. It did break 366, but barely. It went to 366.66. So
yeah, that was. If you zoom in a little bit further, that's where it was selling on the bounce in the aftermarket.
Yeah, that was a good little level right there. Yeah, on the daily chart too. So yeah, good call out there on that level. But yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's hitting that. And then the other name that was an earnings play was Restoration Hardware. So formerly, but now RH. You can see this dances around. I actually went and got a T instead of a coffee because my throat after all week has been a little bit there. Oracle, yeah. Anil was talking.
Well, the best is now this coffee tastes even a little bit better because I was dunking the donut in it. That's the other benefit of dunking your donut is like I drink my coffee black, so it gets a little bit more flavor. Did we get the last super chat?
Oh, the TQ just went up. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a Durango Julian asking for, not asking. He said thank you for sharing the sticky note.
Oh, you're welcome.
So thank you, Durango. Parth, Gandhi, Oracle, a buy, trend break. I didn't have any intentions on trading Oracle today, and certainly I haven't been a fan of the buy on Oracle recently. Like once the market decides that they're selling the news on earnings, or maybe like after earnings, I'm usually waiting patiently for it to show a bottom as opposed to guess that the bottom is in. And at this point, it feels like guesswork. It was like in the afternoon yesterday, it was a different story because it was just a very, very long trend break. There might be a trend break here like it did yesterday, but look, when this broke on the 15-minute, did you have to get the first pull? No. You could wait till it starts making an uptrend and get in 15, 20 minutes after. You didn't have to get it absolutely perfectly. So I'm hands off on Adobe. Maybe if it had held $300, I'd feel differently, but it flat out didn't and continues to go lower. BBAI just bounced off 5 again. I don't know how many times it's going to bounce off this $5 level. This would be the second time if it does it successfully. But if we can't hold 5, then this one's going to be done. And it's the same thing with Open. Open Door gave you one good dip buy, and now it's losing $10 again. So I just want to remind everybody, if you lose the bid here, that Fibonacci retracement of 50% is like right around 917, somewhere in this price range. That could be a good place for a bounce spot. So yeah, that's where the eyeballs are going to be, these small cappers for sure. And for everyone asking about Gemini, I still don't even see.
We don't?
There's no tap.
How's that possible?
Yeah, it's weird. It's already 10:20 and it's not on here. So I guess maybe I don't know. Like that obviously means it's not opening anytime soon. But usually you'd have some data indicating some kind of an imbalance.
That's what I was like.
Maybe they're not accepting orders yet, which is crazy. It's already 10:20. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, actually. I won't be here. I'm gonna go back over.
I'm not taking that
again in the afternoon, and then come back. And if it's open, and we'll trade it. If it's not, then maybe we'll take the opening print, depending on what that looks like again. But okay. Just in. Remember I said that my price it went out at 96.12? Yeah, well, it did go out there. So I must have put the wrong price in. Instead of 96, I remember I was like 96.12. That's why it missed. So I put a stop order in when it breaks 96, and I thought I put a market order out, but I must have just put the price. So what wound up happening is we get out there on VWAP, and then it rips back up, and I actually get the 96.12 fill there. So that's how at least you know that what I'm talking about is real. I didn't even realize that was still pending there, but that's where the order went out. So I wind up getting out of half there, and then half there, as I said I was going to do anyways on the breakdown. So wound up working out pretty good there. So what turns out to be a good idea, again, just turned out to work out for us there. Unfortunately, it does go down, and we do get out of a little bit there as now the market goes back up to the highs. Tesla's still holding out. I'm just going to wait now. I mean, we were close to it breaking that 384.50. It does not break that level. That's the area that I'm going to be getting out on if and when it does break lower. Otherwise, you might as well just stay in this thing. We did say, yeah, Rigetti's going higher and higher. We keep talking about this, and I got to shout out Brian Shannon one more time for him. I'm going to go tweet at this guy and tell him what a great job that was on that call because he nailed that one. And then the other name that I like to trade often is Palantir, and that is straight fire, homie, right now to the upside. So we definitely like that one, man. It's going to be definitely a good weekend as you look at your accounts these days as NASDAQ all-time highs, Dow Jones all-time highs, SPY all-time highs. The only ones suffering right now are those that choose to short, apparently. I think the day will come eventually where Oracle, the market turns around.
Oracle yeah, the chips. AMD's red on the day.
Oh, AMD's red on the day. Okay. All right. So there goes GameStop as well, up 1%, just gapped a little bit there, up to 25.10. Is NVIDIA red? Is that?
No. NVIDIA is actually NVIDIA might be attempting to break out the highs.
Okay.
As we speak, NVIDIA. Someone's selling NVIDIA en masse at 178. So if it can close. If you can start closing above 178, I think this has some breakout potential. But just keep in mind, 179 to 180 has been a target fail zone the last couple of days on NVIDIA, and it's very top heavy. in the 180 range. So there's your fails at 179 and then again at 180. So even if it breaks this out, you do have some overhead resistance on NVIDIA, much stronger than AMD. Adara?
Time for our small cap recap. IWM struggling a little bit here. We are not at low of day, but certainly near low of day. Now, in case you guys missed it, we did get a lower than expected University of Michigan consumer sentiment print and a higher than expected University of Michigan 5-year inflation expectation. Now, why that is significant is because A, the Russell 2000 is very rate sensitive, and B, what you're generally looking for here is better than expected consumer sentiment and lower than expected inflation expectations. We obviously did not get that today, which could be explaining a little bit of this weakness on the Russell, especially because it was relatively stable pre-market. Now, a couple different small cap names. These are less small caps and more, I think, just names that certainly have caught the interest of retail investors, and rightfully so. Here's IONQ, this one up along with some of these other quantum plays, including RGTI, after announcing that they've secured UK Investment Security Unit regulatory clearance for their acquisition of Oxford Ionics. Then you have OPEN. Open Door, of course, has been the darling of retail investors as of late. That heightened yesterday when we had a massive rally closing nearly 80% higher on the news that former Shopify COO Kaz Nejadian had been appointed CEO of Open Door. Really unique pay package there as well, though apparently there are still some skeptics of the company, including Martin Shkreli. Last but not least, QMMM, once again on watch. In case you guys were not aware, this one had a pretty eventful day on Tuesday, to put it lightly. Massive move to the upside, tons of halts. Today, a little bit on watch, but initially that move here on news was that they entered the crypto sector with this $100 million treasury plan. And before we send you back to the guys, we will take a moment to thank our friends at Trade the Pool. Because every trader knows that if you want to grow, you have to risk more. At least, that's how it used to be. Because Trade the Pool is changing that. There's a new revolution in stock trading. You don't need a large deposit. Trade the Pool is built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just a small skin in the game, and you're trading with real capital. Here's how it works. You pay a one-time evaluation fee, starting at $47, and that is your total risk. From there, you trade real shares, no CFDs, using company capital. Head to tradethepool.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Back to you.
Okay, I'm going to go to, thanks, Adara. I'm going to go right now to 389. I'm at 389.40 right here for $17. We'll see if we can just get out before we break through 390. We'll leave half of it. Here it goes, man, 389. I mean, I just put this out there, 389.40. It's huge. I cannot believe we just got that.
Awesome.
Man, Tesla's had like a dozen of these Krispy Kreme donuts today, man. It is just absolutely Rip City right now. Yeah, there it is. There's Brendo right there, putting them out for everybody.
But there's nobody in the back office.
There's nobody in the back office today, so there we go.
There's nobody else here. It's only us.
I'll be taking some of these home.
No,
right there.
Yeah, but like I can.
Oh, what the?
Oh, nobody. What? I didn't see that one. Oh no. See now. Now hold on a second. The thing is, like, Brendan doesn't even eat sugar. Now hold on a second.
So that's going to be a problem.
We got to run that back. You know, we need somebody. No, because seriously, yeah, I want one of the other ones.
Get that video off the screen immediately. Okay, there goes right now. Let's go over to something that actually matters right now. Thank you so much for that. That was a great little thing there. I love the camera. I love the behind the scenes. But there goes Tesla right now. It is now a $20 winner right there on Tesla. So I hope you guys have this, man. Shout out to everybody that's part of this trade right here again today. It's an absolute monster carrying the day here, Tesla. And there it goes. And I did the mistake. We only have two trades today. It's Tesla and it's this futures trade. This is at the high of the day and still ripping higher. And Tesla right now officially $20 in the money as we take out that 392 area, 392 area right now for Tesla. So boom, we did it again, everybody here. So again, thanks. What a Friday. Like, I had no idea waking up this morning that this is what would be in store, but this is why we come in every single day, man. Those casino doors open up and we just kick the damn door through. So there it goes, man. Huge trading today. I'm glad that you guys are here and understand sort of the methodology. Thank you for the super chats and everything as well. There we go, Krispy. Well, if that was true, then, you know, Krispy Kreme is for closers, says Rob. But either way, everyone's welcome around here for that. So thanks, Ramin, for grabbing one, because they can't be in front of us for too long here.
No, I don't want those ones in front of me at all. I want the other ones in front of me. That's for sure. There's no look on Gemini, everybody. I keep telling you, and you can ask as many times. It's absolutely fine. But we will let you know when it opens up for order entry. Because right now you couldn't even, like, there is no imbalance. I have no quote. It's grayed out, so it is gonna debut today at some point. But we do not have any update on Open Door. Rigetti just tagged the 19 level, sorry, the $20 level. But the other thing that's happening is Klarna is gonna get to that $40 level. So the IPOs that are today, there was 4 of them. Oddly enough, Gemini's not even the biggest one. Everybody, Gemini, Via. There's a couple of other ones. I don't remember their names, but they're not that big. But Klarna, not Klarna. It is Klarna. Klarna was 2 days ago, and the open price, the issue price is $40. Oftentimes, what you will see happen is you're going to have a defend at the $40 level by the underwriters, right? So what I'm expecting to see, I can see in one order sitting there now deep enough in the book, but you're far enough away at 40.5 that it's not that big of a deal. But if I see over a few million shares there, I'm going to put another bid. If it breaks even by a penny, I want to be out. You don't know what the slippage is going to be on this, and it's only done 3.8 million shares. As I said, you can't really see too many orders all the way down there, but there already is one order I saw like in New York for like 60K. I'm expecting a lot more size on the bid at 40 for them to defend that price. Bit embarrassing if they were to lose it. It's the first one in this IPO cycle that has a chance to actually lose its issue price and go red. None of them have gone red yet. It might happen.
Yeah, no. I was, let's look at AMD, because AMD is the one. And I was thinking, like, we just missed it. So everyone's already missed Apple. Okay, it just went green. Okay, so I was going to say, you know, I'm already, like, I think most of us are probably hella long Apple, and if not, why not would be the question. But, you know, it was very tempting. It came really close. Like, we had talked about trying to get some at this 50-period moving average. Today, Apple just started to step up. Like, if this is what production issues look like, then let's bring on more production issues, because 234 and change right now, ticking up to the high side.
Was the story
there.
even that bad? I don't think
I don't know. I didn't even read the story, but I did hear it earlier, that there was some sort of, remember I was talking about if it was Min Chi Kuo, but apparently it was Apple themselves. So I don't know. But anyways, there is the downside swing there as people, you know, take some profit or watch the stock go down off of their Apple event on Tuesday. That created 3 straight down days. But I mean, really, the first day was the day, and then we had Wednesday, Thursday, I guess. No, actually, that must have been the first day right there, the first candle. Tuesday, Wednesday, the big move down. Yesterday, a little up, which should have signified that. And then there goes 233 upside.
You know why this doesn't matter?
More information on that?
So it's basically just for the iPhone Air shipments. iPhone Air shipments to mainland China. That's the only thing that's affected here because of an embedded SIM technology. And they just changed it from September 19th delivery to release information to be updated later. But all the other models, the 17, 17 Pro, and the 17 Pro Max, all of those are on schedule.
Okay.
So that's not that big of, it's, you know what, I think sometimes like you hear the headline of like delays and you make the assumption that it's worse than it is. But when you actually read into it, that's not that big of a deal. Like if you were buying the dip after, it's actually not even, it was almost a better buy the dip, but it didn't make a difference. It never got anywhere near the prior lows. Like the event, the post-event lows were like $1, actually $2 lower. So I'm not even sure it would have gotten anywhere that we would have liked it. I'm only mad because it didn't get to the 50 and 200 period moving average that we're talking about. It's like it only needed one more push down to get in. So I might cancel the stink bid offer on Apple post-event, unfortunately. Amazon, on the other hand, that's a different story. Amazon is getting to the 50 period moving average. It's bounced like 3 times since earnings off the 50 period moving average. This would be the 4th if it gets there today, which I think it's got a decent chance. Not with the market booming like it is, but any reversal, Amazon's red. Now, you see how much strength there is in the market. Amazon is not a part of said strength. All right, AMD's at VWAP here, so this is the time. AMD's trying to go red to green. Wow, look at that rejection. Yeah, AMD's a sell today. I just pulled it up, as it was breaking down under VWAP, and it just tanked like 30 pennies underneath the volume weighted average price. Chips aren't it today, not even by a long shot.
No, I mean, this is now $22. I think it's Tesla day, man. I mean, this has been the belle of the ball here today. No, I mean, whatever you guys are trading, I think it would be Rigetti or Tesla, the two real big ones, or IonQ, or maybe even QBTS here as well. Could be some big trades there today if you guys are looking for the big ones. I mean, Open Door has been great. To scalp sort of back and forth if you've been able to take it off VWAP, or maybe you hit, that high of the day, but again, pretty dull. Like, you see the difference. Yesterday I was all over Open Door, and it was, again, the number 2 name yesterday here, but there's the move it had yesterday. It was already up huge. It was 80, 90%, monster moves there, and then now today it's taking a little bit of a breather. You have to watch out for that 960 as a possible breaking spot there as well. We want to thank, what was the name from Ecuador right there in the chat? I've seen so many names go by. Want to thank for sending over 6 dozen donuts, I think is what it was
Which
there.
Was, that was a lot.
Random secrets or scenes, random something. If you're still, resume. What was your, if you're in the chat, I'm going to call you and holler at you one more time there. So thank you so much for doing that. That's Open Door. And then we can see what Rigetti's doing around that $20 marker again. So pretty key level there, $20. I mean, we've been here before on Rigetti, and we had some top tails there, so this is definitely something to look out for here on Rigetti. But nothing to worry about. It's just a breaking spot is a breaking spot. So if it does break above this 20-ish area, I think you want to think about getting out if you've been long so far to this point. But it's been a good one. Just be careful with it. There has been some topping tail candles there, so Rigetti on the way back up, as we can clearly see right now, and doing the best to continue higher. It looks like here for RGTI. So 1990, 1995, and again, a great hold there. Brian was on the show on Tuesday, man. That was right here. This was a $14, $15 name, and there it goes blasting through 20. You're welcome, Lunch. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome, Salve. Yeah, Bell is great. The family's great. Everybody's great in the Katina household, and I hope that's the same thing for all of you guys. We look forward to a great weekend. It's hockey. We'll see my parents tonight at the game, and it's going to be a good one. So, yeah, we're really excited for everything. But, yeah, Rigetti, nice play to the high side. JP Morgan and some of the banks have been leading the way here for a little bit, but there's a nice pullback through VWAP and now maybe going lower. Is the ES, I know the Nasdaq is rocking. We just saw what Apple was doing. ES right now flat on the day, so not so much love there for the ES. It looks like a lot of it is in there for the Nasdaq, but there it is, man. I just hope you guys have this trade. It's Tesla, and it is just absolute boom city. Sharif, we have a $22 winner on. You tell me, you're the news guy, my guy, but there it goes right now, Tesla.
It's squeeze.
Yeah, it's squeezing, and then we called it. This was not rocket science. We talked about this play. It's listed on here. It's the #1 trade idea on here. So there it goes, man. I mean, I'm just happy to have it, to be honest with you.
Just a quick, I want to give a big shout out to eSignal, everybody, because they're still doing it. As long as they are, I think you got to take advantage. We don't know how long they're going to be giving you a month free to try it out, but you're still able to try out a quality, high-performance platform with reliable quotes, with every indicator you can imagine. If you like moving average, is great. You want to do a golden cross on Apple, Apple's golden crossing today, so you can look at the moving averages there for sure. You can use Fibonacci's that Michael was talking about this morning. You can find trades on open. You can use the level 1, level 2. You can trade directly through multiple brokers. I think up to 50 brokers. You're able to trade directly through API access if you want to automate your trades so you can take more trades. By the way, Rigetti,
futures.
If you look at this monthly chart on Rigetti, that kind of tells you this top is pretty big there at the $21 level. But shout out to eSignal, 1 month free. Try it out, step up your trading game. It's a great platform, and again, very, very reliable as well for your quotes and your charting. So 1 month free, scan the QR code you see in front of you, link also in the description. And if you're trading the IPO, you can also get the imbalance locator too. When we're talking about what the theoretical auction price is, you can find it there. Although I can tell you it is for the first time here, now Gemini is on the board. It is, that's not a typo. The paired volume is 600,000. It's a sell imbalance with 600,000 open interest. That's nothing. That means the total volume right now in auction orders in this stock is less than 750,000 shares. And it's 1040. That is not going to move the needle. It's a bit of a proxy for how much liquidity you can expect. And if it's not in the millions, then I'm not interested in taking the opening print on there because, or I mean, if you do, you just have to size down because you want there to be liquidity if your level breaks. So Gemini's small sell imbalance, and the top price is $34 on Gemini.
Okay, is that
that's still that's higher? I mean, but it's not higher by much. 28 to 34. That's not huge. You know, you're talking 20% right now.
45. Maybe it is going to go soon.
But it literally just showed up on the imbalance locator. That's the latest I've ever seen an IPO show up on the imbalance locator, ever.
Yeah,
it took forever for it to even get on the board.
You know, it's Nasdaq, so I don't know. That's not throwing shade at Nasdaq. It's just I wonder if because
most of them have been New York, haven't they?
They've all been pretty much New York. Yeah. So I was just wondering if there was some sort of
that could be it because Klarna
was New York.
No, yeah. Klarna's New York.
They're all New York, dude.
Yeah, they're all New York.
New
York's been winning that battle.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
It doesn't actually make sense to me because the Nasdaq. I don't know what.
It's so they can switch over and then get the bump into the Nasdaq.
But that's the thing because eventually when you're tech and you're large enough, you want to go over to the Nasdaq. So you might start on New York, but you want to end up there. Like think the best example of that would be what, Palantir? Maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they got some bump ups there as well. So
who else did that? Coinbase did that too. Coinbase was New York, wasn't it?
No, I don't think Coinbase.
Somebody else big was too. It doesn't.
Square changed over Block.
Block, that's another one.
They went from XYZ.NY to .NQ. Proof trading words. Okay.
Charlie Taff. Ooh, that's cold.
It's cold as ice.
Now, the only reason I'm not getting involved with Gemini is because of the lack of hype. Like I want there to be like big buy imbalances, massive order flow. That's why you take the print as a trader. But number one rule, says Charlie Taff, don't get involved with the twins. Hashtag Gemini, hashtag Winx.
And I wish I was involved with those twins.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like they've done really well for themselves. That being said, when you're making the day trade on it, we've gone long and won on all these IPOs that the best move was the first 5 minutes on, or sometimes the first few seconds. Like you had seconds on Klarna to make any money to the long side. They've been short. So you're just picking your spots. But you can go either way. It doesn't necessarily matter the fundamentals on that day one trade. Let's go to Adara.
The Nasdaq looking a little bit more directional than the S&P 500 this morning, breaking out where the SPY is in a little bit of a range, and I think you can really see that reflected in this stock heat map. We have Arista Networks here sharply to the downside, Cisco to the downside as well, but a lot of other names here like Apple and Micron trading higher. Apple even with negative catalysts with regards to its iPhone 17 in China. Then tech services, I mean, Oracle continuing to sell off despite a really strong day one earnings move here, but Palantir, Microsoft, CrowdStrike all balancing it out and pushing to the upside. Finance, a little weaker here. Health technologies a bit weaker. Producer manufacturing, consumer services. Nike down almost 3% and no news that I could see. Commercial weak. We have retail trade generally mixed with the exception of Walmart to the upside, and Tesla likely move, I guess, driving a lot of this NASDAQ move up about 6% here for TSLA. So long story short, a lot of these NYSE names are not really propelling the market to the extent of the NASDAQ, but that doesn't mean there isn't some weakness in these tech names as well, because there certainly is. There's just a couple names really propelling us higher. Back to you.
Well, it's a construction engineering company. So the largest of the IPOs today is Legence Corp. It's a construction engineering company. That one's also a buy and balance. Wow, it's a really small buy and balance. 16,000 shares. Now 4,000 shares is a buy and balance. Yeah, 4,000 shares. And 1.2 million. But these aren't very big. And Via's in there as well. Via's a 200,000 buy and balance. So these are all pretty small IPOs today. I just don't think. I
get nervous when it's like over. Like there's just so many options out there. Like I think it's easy when there's only bullish or there's only Klarna and everybody's looking over there. Now you're going to get this IPO open, that IPO open, and so on and so forth, which is great. I mean, I think it's great for the overall market to get more money flowing into some new names here instead of all the same ones. But I would wait. This market could have another leg higher once all these IPOs open up. So let's just see how much money is sort of tied up right now in the open of some of these names, and we'll retrace chase it from there once they do open, and we'll have a quick look at those names when they go. But yeah, halted, suspended right now on all of these names. They're just not open yet. So we are about to get out. The 50-period moving average, we've done so well trading this. This is the first time that this has been even looked at right now. So our last out was 390. Sure, it goes up to 394. We have a very, very small piece left. So it's this is why we're just straight chilling right now. We've put the money in. We were like at 932. This was already a good trade, and then it just kept on going, and then eventually blew up where we got that huge print. Like maybe 300 comes next week. I would think that that's possible. Could even be in the cards today if this market really gets going again to the backside. But we're going to stop out. I'm just giving it a little bit more room off of the 50-period moving average. It's also not a bad reloading spot right here as well for that trade, or if you think it's going to come back in. I just think it's such a dramatic move here. Let's just get out of what we have, and then if it does fall back into VWAP, I think that's a no-brainer buy right down there. We always like when stocks do this, and you can catch the back end of a strong stock. And I was going to say something similarly to Hood right there. This is a complete V-shaped recovery. There's too much sugar in those. Like now I'm feeling like, not like an upset.
I'm not having another one till after.
It's like it's a lot there. I only had one. I don't even know if I'll have another one after lunch there. But
I can't help myself.
Thank you so much for all that. We do have engineers and everything in the back that work on the charts for us and work on the trading platform and support the real trading, and guys like Rob and IT and everything.
There's just not a many that are in today in the Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. Randy ain't in here, but I think you can actually freeze these. I think you might be able to freeze donuts. I don't know. Maybe let me know, because we could put some in the freezer and then have them on the.
Never done that
have
before.
Them on Monday. Maybe I'll ask Gemini that. The funny thing is, imagine Google IPO Gemini, and then if that was Gemini,
well, that's a different story. That's an auto law.
That would be a much different story.
Like the day OpenAI comes to market, like there's no one. I don't want to see anyone ask us if we're taking in the opening print.
Are you going to take it
if OpenAI comes to market, or like Discord?
That's a no.
Well, obviously not.
Yeah, we're taking that one for sure.
By the way, remember that Fibonacci level for Open Door?
Sit on our hands.
It might happen. It was, and I can throw it up there. This wasn't I don't use Fibonacci's, but I think this is what Michael was saying. For like, if you go like that, like the 50% retracement right here, 919, great trade on Tesla. Yeah. I'm not taking the Michael loss trade. However,
what would that be? Oh, the 50%.
No, I'm just pointing out you know what? You saw what I did there. Hold on a second. Remove. Oh, I think I know what's happening. I have to change the colors of the other bars, because when I put it in, it only shows me the 50. All the other ones disappear because I think I have the colors wrong. But that 50% retracement is about 920. So I'm looking for. It went 10% down, so it's now SSR. I'm looking for any bounce when it's 10% down. I don't care. I'm looking for any mean reversion, but that 920 level, that would be the one. And I just realized when I draw a trend line on these, like if I draw a trend line on my 15-minute chart, it shows up on my 3. But if I put the fibs on my 15-minute chart, it doesn't show up on my 3-minute chart. That's kind of, we should maybe fix that. Anyways, I'm waiting for that 920 for a mean reversion trade, just to look to see if it can break trend there. AMD bounced off of VWAP to the downside once, but this is a pretty decent uptrend now. Yeah, this is not worth a third reload, no chance, because it's now kind of trending up. If it breaks that prior high, I am off and out of this stock, because if the market goes and the chips want to follow, then I think I want to look for a reverse, and it might not be an AMD. I think I would prefer NVIDIA to the long side than AMD. For now, it's holding out that prior high, but I don't know if it can do that forever. Market's strong. Eventually, these have to go up. Let me double check Oracle, because I feel like they've been, Oracle's making higher lows as well, so it's put in a bottom. When Oracle puts in a bottom, NVIDIA's been following. It did it yesterday as well when you were watching it in the close show. They were kind of moving together. It was almost like Oracle was leading the way, to be honest. Not that that makes any traditional sense, but the last couple of days after those earnings for Oracle, they have been leading the way. And there is some concern about the numbers that they threw out there, because that guidance, that was pretty much all one customer for Oracle. It was all OpenAI. Yeah. So it's very consolidated into one customer. That's a lot. They have an absolute target on their backs now. Said it a few times now for Oracle. After you guide that way, I mean, the market obviously is a little bit skeptical because they've been selling off the last 2 days in here. And that next quarter comes in, they better start delivering some actual numbers, because remember, they missed top and bottom. It was a bad report outside of that crazy guidance they threw in there.
So we got, I think it's a fine trade there to get stopped out where we did, but I mean, we said that there's a potential that it bounces off this 50-period moving average, but it did go all the way down to 386.90, so we will top out on that one. What's up, Ryan Nola here? I see you've just corrected your price there. You're at 114.25. Okay, so what do we think about Robinhood? So that was sort of why I called this up. Thanks, Ryan, for that. So we will definitely have a look. $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that. Okay, Robinhood right here. Wow. You caught the bottom there, eh? That was nuts. So congratulations. Good to see more traders in here looking for that kind of a play there. You know, let good names. And this is part of that same kind of that rhetoric why I called it up before about Apple, right? Is like when a good stock goes down and you like it, you know, try to catch it, you know, the bounce and see if you're able to catch that. You do have some bottom wicking candles there. I hope that was maybe what triggered you in. And, you know, looking at a 5-minute, I like to look at those a little bit better. And there it goes, right? So that down into 114. So if you're going to hold it, I think you now have where your out is going to be, right? I mean, your out's going to be down here. So that's 113.90, I would say. Let's say 113.50. So give yourself 75 cents of room, right? Well, if that's going to be the case, you're now in the money $3. There's the 200-period moving average. So, Ryan, if you're going to ask me what I think about it, I would be getting some out right now. When you approach the 200-period moving average, generally speaking, that could be a spot where, hey, we've done all the work. Now we've come back up into potential resistance area. Same thing for support on the bottom side. I would be cashing some out right now. And if you are not getting out right now, fine. But this is why I put this 21 period here. It's this 21 period SMA, simple moving average on a 1-minute chart. If it breaks that, then that's a good spot to maybe get out of 50% or the whole thing. Again, I don't know. Everybody can trade these. I have no idea how many shares or what your targets are or anything, but that would be one of mine, 116.80. And then like I just did on Tesla, I just don't think Robinhood's running in the same way. So the 50-period moving average is what I used right here to get out because it was the first time it was breached, and that's this pink line. So that's what I used to get out on that one. But as you can see, I get out, like I'm a P&L chaser, right? So as this starts to go upside, I look over and I'm like, what the? And I just like, I always get nervous about if it reverses, do I give it all back? And I'm trying to change that methodology. So I would just say there on Robinhood, I wouldn't wait for all the way there. I think that's giving back too much profit, especially if I think this market is getting way too excited. I thought it would be a relatively muted day. We got a lower Michigan number than we thought, so sentiment number. So I wasn't thinking this was going to happen, but yeah, great trade. Congratulations on Robinhood. I hope some of those levels helped you out. I'd get something out right now because that's close enough, and then I would wait to see if we break 116.50. And then if you're trying to really hold a monster and you don't mind giving some profit back, then this is at 116. So I hope that was good enough for your $10 there, Ryan. And I want to thank you for throwing that down. It does mean a lot. You can ask Neil and I any questions in the chat at any time, but obviously it's highlighted when there's a super chat there. Easier for us to see. And we do want to get to the questions that people pay for.
Or just tag us.
Yeah, or
like
tag.
If I go at Sean, you see this here?
Yeah.
If I go at Sean, then I go hello.
Yes, and then I
see like it'll be tagged. It'll be on his. See how? Yeah.
This is how it looks on mine.
So on Sean's, it looks like that.
There it is. Yeah. See.
And once you tag me,
hello.
It looks like this. It's just easier to see.
Yeah.
And it's not that we're never trying to ignore anybody. It's just when you have a bunch of messages in there, it's difficult. The SPY is going. The market is going. We got to get to Adara, and then we'll come back.
34.65 for Gemini. So maybe it's getting closer. It's now you have, just come over here just quickly. I just heard it in my ear. We are going to go to Adara. Oh no, it still says 34 on our system, but I just heard it in our ear, 34.65. So maybe we are getting a little closer here for Gemini. Remember, the value that went off.
Less than 1 million shares.
Yeah, the value that went off on Klarna was $5 million for shares or whatever that value is there. So, take that for what it's worth, man. I think that there's not as much interest in Gemini as there was Klarna, and we saw the road to Klarna was not an easy road to hoe. So watch out there for Gemini and over to Adara. Another extremely range-bound week
for the US dollar. So you can see here we have lower highs still in the weekly chart, but this last week, again, this is now the fourth straight week you've traded within this range. We're also seeing here this week a lower high of just above 98 and a lower low here, trading in a very tight range continuously here for that US dollar. Now, this week was fascinating when it came to economic data because we were looking here for a clear signal of what the Fed might do heading into the next meeting. Now, as we'll get to in a second, we're very much expecting a rate cut of at least 25 basis points, if not greater. But the data was really mixed. We had much lower than expected PPI data, prompting Donald Trump once again to call for Jerome Powell to cut the rates. But then on Thursday, we got CPI that was kind of mixed. And then today, lower than expected consumer sentiment and notably higher than expected University of Michigan data when it comes to their inflation expectations, the 5-year inflation expectation, the 1 year, oddly enough, exactly in line with estimates. So we know the Fed has been saying it themselves. They're watching this University of Consumer Sentiment data pretty heavily. So that could maybe be something to be aware of. Unfortunately, we don't have any Fed speak to gauge this right now because of the blackout period, but I am certainly going to be watching at least after we get that decision to see if they were paying any attention to this number, because this number is a little bit revealing, especially with a week of mixed data across the board. Now let's take a look here at the CME Fed Watch tool. 92.5% of participants still expecting that 25 basis point cut, and about 7.5% expecting a 50 basis point cut. Right now, it looks like the 25 basis point cut is heavily priced in. And again, that PPI data we'll have to see if that moves the needle for the Fed at all, because that was well below estimates coming through on Wednesday, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Darius. Rich, thank you for the super chat, but I want to answer a couple of questions because it can't say tag us and then don't answer questions when we're tagged. Thank you to New York Cent. We appreciate you so much. And again, look, you don't have, no one's signing up for anything. We ask you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and enjoy the show. Share it with your friends, and just make this community bigger and better. That's what it's all about. M-Sense, you have a question. Snap gonna snap the 740 time soon. I like that $7 area, but I don't know what the catalyst is for Snap. You can sit in it off of support hoping they get bought out, but it's just, you need a catalyst to get it going. So the level can be good, but like what's gonna get it to bounce off that level? And I'm not sure what the answer is there. And then, is anyone getting paid to clean the keyboards? No. Nope. No. We have to clean them ourselves. I don't know. You should clean your keyboard. I probably don't do it enough. Rich, thank you for the super chat. Can we please explain the price action on wearable devices? That's WLDS. It feels like every breakout is getting sold, but yet there is steady buying. So wearable devices, that's WLDS. This was a huge runner. Well, I don't want to say huge. It was a runner yesterday. Open Door was a huge runner yesterday. This was a runner the last couple of days. Yeah, you're right. There's a very obvious, like it gets to $11 and someone was selling it 2 days ago. It gets to $10 and double tops and 11 again today. So what I will see is someone's selling the pops on this, but at least it's making higher low. So that suggests to me that either there's heavy profit taking or maybe there's always somebody shorting these things. Someone is shorting this thing between $10 and $11. The daily chart, I mean, this doesn't matter. It's a reverse split a couple times, so these prices don't even matter at this point. So it's really just this 10-11 seller. If it can close some candles above 12, then this has a real big squeeze potential, I would say. I don't know what the short float is offhand, so I'm going to have to look it up for you on this one. So WLDS, and is there no news on this at all? I thought there was news on.
Is that the WorldCoin?
It's wearable devices.
WD something.
Oh, it was yesterday. There was news on it. There was some news on this one yesterday. Well, that's why the short float's only 2.5%, but the float's 2 million shares. So this is more of a soak the float instead of big, massive short float. But either way, someone large, relatively speaking, clearly selling this thing and trying to get it to dump. So either you buy dips, in situations like that, if you want to go long, you got to try to buy good dips on trend or at support, or wait till it's actually closing above and buyers are above $11 and $12, and then you can get something special going. That could be a fun one. We always talk about the action going from one stock to the next. So sometimes when Open Door stops, something like wearable devices can go. Open Door still there was essentially just 2 bounces on Open Door, and it's been trending down ever since.
Open Door. Yeah, Open Door and BBAI. It seems like today's, does not look to be the day for those names, but it doesn't mean that we can't catch them later. I mean, at any time, any of these names could move on, but we got to figure out what is for lunch right now. Okay. Oh, man. Thankfully, we've had a monster day. Right now, I might be able to go afford some of that chicken shawarma that Joe likes right here, because today's meal, Friday, September the 12th, it's blackened tilapia. So there it is right there. Bang, bang, bang. Bang. It's blackened tilapia. It's not a favorite around here, with vegetable pilaf, seasoned vegetables, and of course a chef's choice salad. But think about, it was boiled eggs today. It was hard-boiled eggs today. So I think Sharif's probably got.
He's happy.
Yeah, he's not going to be having the tilapia. He can be having 14 eggs.
But there's like 40. It was like 40 of them, and there's like
so 40 minus 14.
And there's like 10 people here. So
okay, so there's 26 eggs left, divided by how many people? 10.
No, it's more than 10.
2.6. I did have an egg there though, so I think the protein is a good idea. So shout out to Sharif for sure. Look, it's better to have an egg than, I guess, one of these.
Let's be real.
Right there. So
one of these things is good
one
for
is
you,
more
one
fun. One is more fun and living your life. But we do appreciate the healthy lifestyle over there, and they'll talk all about that on the midday show as well. And we want to thank again. I keep on losing the guy's name. I want to thank the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, for sure.
No, it was.
Anyways, thank you so much for sending in. I wish I could remember. Resume? Was it Resume something? Or?
No, we began with an R.
From Ecuador, but shout out to Ecuador anyways. Yeah, it definitely began with an R right there. Thank you so much. If you 5 or 6 dozen donuts sent through, we want to definitely thank you for that, and for for feeding everybody around here, because instead of the blackened tilapia, you could just maybe put stack a couple donuts on there and have those for lunch. So random scenes. Oh, the Algo Room. There you go. The Algo Room is saying thanks for the donuts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're here too.
Yeah, no, don't feel bad. Hey, random scenes.
No, they're going to get eaten. I forgot those guys are here.
We did not want to say that. I did not know the office was off. It's not. There are a lot of people. Our full team is here.
No,
every single person is here.
What I mean is the back office.
You did great.
Yeah, you did absolutely fine. Like, everybody's here for the show like normal is, and the Algo guys here. No. It's just that there's some days where the back office is more full because there's meetings and people in-house. On a Friday, there's... sometimes in the middle of the day when the middle of the week when they have meetings and stuff, there'll be like twice as many people.
Everybody's having some of these, so do not worry. We want to thank you.
Wayne's probably here too.
Wayne is here. I've already seen him, and as Joe just mentioned, the Algo Room is. And those boys figuring out some algos for the donuts.
No,
right now,
when you see those guys take lunch, trust me, the Algo boys can eat.
They're probably long D-Nut right now because of all this. So
I bet you D-Nut's not.
I bet you D-Nut is ripping right now.
No, I
would bet you it's
literally not moving.
What do you mean not moving? Look at this. 8 cents, baby.
But it's flat on the day.
Yeah, so it is. What's up, Mike, Peter, Ryder? This is what we're doing.
It's not a bad daily trade.
You're welcome, Gworev, man. This is what we're doing, man. We want to thank you for watching, and thank you for the nice comments in the chat. All right, Neil, let's go. We're done. We're out of here.
I have to answer one question. I'll let you guys go. But there's a wedge now. It's a different entry on BBAI with a different stop. So it's making these higher lows. So as it was breaking the wedge to the upside, I moved my stop under here, so I'm now long inside the wedge looking breakout. I'll get out if it breaks 507, and if it holds above the wedge, then I'll go long over VWAP. That's the plan of action on Big Bear AI. And I'll give you one last update on Gemini. It's not doing anything. It's $35, and the tap is still 100,000 shares to the sell side and only 1 million shares paired off. So it's pretty small in terms of volume. I don't like it. If it's that small volume, I will definitely not take the print. But we'll see. Maybe Joe and Sharif will be trading some Gemini, some VIA,
hopefully,
or one of the other two. I don't remember what they are, but 4 IPOs today, so it could be busy. LGN, that was one, the engineering firm.
Sell side imbalance.
Oh, we're live, baby.
We're doing it live. Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome